Non crow about pound Samami and Sababa Fina Brands House was a Namindano pay live on Sompa TV, live on Sompa 93.1 FM, live on Sompa 93.1 FM on Facebook. Yasabet Nazibiano pay a good deal in some Yabuano Yamamin for close in your deba. Yatun the final lap. Fidis Ambre because it's a doomy and nubebo. And I bet Nazia dear good deal in some baby common on it. Weekend the Madisado Pibeco so I were 5 major leagues in the Munsambay and ahead of games about so the managers in that to Janino. Yada one some about Premier League games about so a Feuco Spain on the and a Copa del Rey grand finale in Ethiopia was Seville Cromo. Na before sir Sama Jebeba Suni and SMP and a coso and one adjoa base nano payer. Yada one some banya grokrani and number the phone fees a refro bedi game no. Woman pesa obedi match no ni na won semene yabona e deba ojumede se ne nsema do yabona no a ye difra no ne eba e front tempa so ne abafie na ye bafia Ghana Premier League ne matches out do pi because weekend coach Karim Z12 of the say ya announce so na be coach Adama Asante Kotoko no obo na first game weekend etia aduana sa Asante Kotoko preparations omo ye ahead of game eba so abra omo ne aduana sa boni na no any other games eba because weekend na no ye de ho nsem eba e wo dwumade se ni nsem and yaboa no de eba anya asem koto akra from Cinco de Mario obeti abedwafo nka wo dwumade so obia wo ha ne abetena se a ye de nsem no eba beti Apostle Jeffrey Asarenka Sir Prince wa Philip Kwabena Nkumza wa Mr. Wak wa na Orlando di F7 bebre na mo mame fonto anim say 3A herbal capsules wa dwaso na on say 3A herbal center for no wo mu na de 3A co capsules ba dwaso na 3A co capsules na co quadrupa wa usisi ya wa koko hawo wa yemtime hawo wunya binum ana se timetu kama pade amount o mamu baby aton bibidro bia betimanya biato Colinac Daniel ba Mr. Bani Apidan goina obetima de biato 0546 107 107 0546 107 107 3A co capsules coco master no onuma wunya running stomach da du papa onuma ebeboye pa Janjima Dental Clinic ho ana edi show ye ba Janjima de dia tenese wa wo sen ha no fakwane yantu ebo ase hwe kama na eba ne sen wudwumade dia Janjima phone ya jomo dia tumpa wanuma tutua obese okọ ne yem feeling kama mfamo ebe na ye hu adwuma kama pa de manu achi no obi wa ne se no obese ye gold and asa silver crown de ma no so ye be ne kama pa de ma obi wa ne se no opese ye fite ni na no ye ne be ha ne asiesie ne kama pa de ma na mame fonto anim se ye branches no doors wo Ghana ha pa Kumase ye wa Brepo Junction ban total filling station no Techima magazine ye ho akra ye onungwa atomic down ko forudu atakura de oyina no ye ho achese ye bodwuma ye pa 0559 139582 0598 405674 fra ne ajuse ne bibia e kama pa de amount na mame fonto anim se 21st clinic home ye expert in sciatica na magajo ze no ene yawa woti free wisisi kofa woto ase akosi unase eno ne efe ne sciatica na omo yaje omo atumi se omo hu nimde omo bin wo mu no 21st clinic omo bo adwuma ye pa na yare dom bia no omo anu aduru omo betimatu ase de ma na mom de omo ye expert wo ma no sciatica anya grokura ye mfanto do say branches ne do so Ghana ye more than 15 branches wo Ghana na ye mfanto do say Ghana Africa ani wi ase fa na ina no yaje atumi ye pa Kumase ha ye wa hwan overseas junction ha ye ben afa radio ye pa oboase ye o cancer quarters core junction ho Accra ye o Domi market sunyane nkransa ani techima ina ye ho monfre 0540 311 311 0540 311 311 21st clinic home ye expert in sciatica na time eba mecha no ene ye kanfo dem obi a malaria ha ne se wonuma an ho beto no wanuma to ontimi ne dia obanom time eba mecha honam ne waposo ina yo ya nom time eba mecha no na ebe boa ma ho timato ye pa time echeche ba mecha en capsules no nso yemfa to just obia rash saje na himfi odi aboso wonya binum an nsane ina no asie be hye one time immune system support nti no noma immune system no be de na atimi akodi atia nyarewa bia general well-being tesiese ni padua no ama ni padua no ye fan ye pa omamu ba bia ton bibidro bia obetimanya bia to 0244 417669 0244 417669 frani ajus na bibia aye kama pa ade ama omu na so yesi na no pai ye ba be kwa amana na no pai latest amana ne nsema ya boa no ina na de ato anim live on Sompa TV live on Sompa 93.1 FM on your radio live on Sompa 93.1 FM on Facebook e kwa amana ne na ye de amana ne nsema no e de abram sesi live on Sompa TV, live on Sompa 93.1 FM, live on Sompa 93.1 FM on Facebook. Yeah, come on it. Pena latest and pay and sakano and some gaman in some many he had on some media to an abrayatina and on pay. He had a final lap shown on the Bramania Grokra. Now I'm in fun to him a weekend, 5 major leagues, I won't say games out of Pinano, Betima to be a doing some Pinano, and some Nadi Bro, I would Jimadian so. Nasa games about weekend in Inano, who called German Bundesliga, the Atenas and Ra, game back home, with me, Cost Stuttgart, Timothy Nafi, I'm a high DM Timothy Koshoma Kabakuma. Homoson Gantimante and games a betima toja. How German Bundesliga, the Atenas about 130. Bamunche Timon Nabo my so 5 for some reconian font to the Satia of Yam Timno, and some Nabo Borussia Dortmund, Leverkusen Timno, and some Nabo Osbeck, Sanso, and a Wolfsburg Timno Nabo Freiburg or the Atia, and some Nanasa Kiel Timno, and Bob Borussia Mönchengladbach Nina Abra 130 abo, and a Sa games in Betima toja, about 430 Anton from for Timno. And some nabo IB live the team near gamer and betting some not to your china young fun to the sabon timno and some nabo onion berlin and near bra 130 abo and a fetima from Savada Bremen fono almost some non sound poly game no a betima cost abra 330 abo and a second waiting some nakoso a German Bundesliga manano pedisan seminano and some nadima awajmedian so na oko German Bundesliga na diatia and some nani so league table ni nano mamin fun to the Bamunche team the Dinka. Homo across 72 points or Leverkusen team the Tosumenua. Homo cross 4 points and turn from for Timno and so Tosumi and some cross 52 points. He had done some Nadema Mabi live the Timno, Etosuma Kuma Konea, Homo Kuta 49 points, Dortmund Timno, Etosuma Kuma Kon and so on. Homo cross 45 points and on a Pedis and Seminano and some Nadema Mutmede Soninano and so dear to the seminar. He had the and also my tier for an pay and so Jumadian Sonia Grokra. Now I'm in front to the English Premier League, almost a weekend the games out of Pinano, Everton not to go Premier League in ma. Ya don't want some mamo, I would Jumadin so. Now weekend the games a bit matojani nano. Mammy in front to the sender and a bon Desembono. I had just at 12:30. Almost a chance the Timmy Jinacono, Archers and Nomonia Vati Timmy de Bonne. Mammy in front to just a branch in a Nova Biotimno, almost about West Ham and issue about 3 p.m. Abonas game no. Ebetinson Nakoso, Newcastle United team no, Ebo East Street Time and Yasema, and also Nabranomi and Satima Bonasa game no, Ebetima to the Sadanti team no, and so Nabo Flamanu Abranomi and Satimabo, and as I give the Toja, Wovanti Wonders team no, and so Nabo Leicester City Nino, I Abranomi and Satimabo, and as I give the Toja, and Uncle Poya Machina, Mammy Font to him Sabonum of team no, and so Nayades how many Manchester United game no, Ebetima to Jani Abra 2 p.m. abo. And as I go near to Jana for Liverpool team no, and some Nani to my friends at Tottenham as well. He betting some Nadia Bonia Bra, 4:30 at Mabonas Agabini Nano, he betting some Nato Jaun's seminar. Yadia no so to Jadia Mateo for Jumadeno so. Namamin found to this a weekend games, and he betting some Nato Premier. No, Mammy found to the managers, and some not in St. Pedia Tuja, night of game at Liverpool team, and a Tottenham as well on a dear, and some Nanas a manager now, your friends and a slaughter manager, and some Nadama Liverpool team, what in St. Pedia Tuja, a Liverpool team, Homon here 1 point a pair, none no matter the Premier League, at the SUM and a manager, friends and a slaughter manager, and some Nadama Liverpool team, the Cobos and the Sapani, money Tottenham and a mu here 1 point per na motima the Premier League no ade asimu na so na we manager ade ma Liverpool team ne nsamba ana okada for game money Tottenham Hotspur ebo weekend hu yentie nsema Liverpool manager fans ana slot ade atuda.
Yeah, first of all, that's a big responsibility because we are aware of the fact that the last time this club won the league, it was COVID time. So everybody is looking forward to Sunday. But we know that there's still a job to be done, and that's at least 1 point. And that's what we know, and hopefully our fans know as well when they come to the stadium, that they support us in the best possible way they can, which they've done the whole season. And are aware of the fact that we still need a point, and that's something we are definitely aware of here inside this building. So it's a nice game to look forward to, but it's also a responsibility we have for Sunday.
Yes, and when in some Liverpool manager fans Hana slaughtered the two Biana no pede won some de ma modwumeden so na no achi ne abusa ansa do na fees as this season Premier League no and sheda anya competitive as emu and sheda anya den sab go your points at Liverpool for nya omo de baje Premier League na ze points na sheda ni so science sema Liverpool manager na fans Hana slot at the two Bia
that everybody can have his own opinion. And the nice thing in life is that if you have your opinion, or in life, in the parts of the world where we live in, if you have your opinion, you can share it with everyone. And that's a very positive thing to have in a country, that everyone can have his opinion. And yeah, as long as that opinion comes from his idea and not from another reason, but you might have a different opinion. That's the nice thing about the world we are living in, that everybody can have his opinion.
What's your opinion?
Difficult, because I'm only here for a year, so I can only tell you what I've experienced this season, and I think it's never been as exciting for top 4, top 5 finish, because in all the years before it was quite clear which clubs would probably get the first 3 or 4 positions. It's never been as hard to end up top 4, top 5 in the Premier League. So yeah, that, in my opinion, it's a real difficult league because that's what I've experienced over here. It's never been an easy game. It's always been very hard to win a game of football. But maybe.
Yes, I don't know some Liverpool manager fans and a slaughtered to Janano per doing seminar and some Mammo so not did to just now no game as and Crystal Palace de Buania. Obian shown you can be no say and 1 year pass a game ending a draw. Yentie Liverpool manager fans and a slot.
All together, and it was a game that had a surprise. Before the game, I was surprised that it ended in a draw. During the game, I wasn't that surprised because Palace again showed where this league is all about. Very good performance as a team, and also a few very good individual performances. So yeah, in the end, maybe not a surprising result before the game. I didn't expect it to end in a draw.
Yes, and when in some Liverpool manager fans and a slot to the another pay, you don't want some Gamma Mojwede Sonia Grogra. Namamin Font to a Newcastle United manager. Your phone is saying that the house in St. Pedia na Ocean Font to just mo kwatna fia na onya fit ni na no nyame adomene ne ho to no e fit o se on sheda nya 100% fit yentie sema Newcastle United manager fans at the how dia to dia fa ne fitness ho.
0. Yeah, I see it being very tight, and possibly going right to the end of the season in terms of the competition for the top 5 places. I think we've put ourselves in a very strong position for what we've done for a consistent period of time now in the Premier League. Our record's been very good for a long time, but now we're sort of going to a 5-game league really, where we're going to have to be consistent again and try and get results in some really tough games. So we're looking forward to the 5 games. Conscious decision when I felt I didn't feel well enough to focus on the football, to give Jason and all the coaches the full responsibility, because for me you're either all in or all out, and I couldn't contribute. So I said to Jason right at the start, it's over to you. And didn't he do well? I thought he was absolutely brilliant with Graham and Simon and Stephen and all the coaches and the players. I thought they're absolutely magnificent. I was able to watch all of the games. Of the first two, I wasn't really there mentally, but I was really proud and so lifted by the performance or performances. So yeah, that's of course a very similar experience to the one I had against Brentford in my very first game. Not one that I particularly enjoy, but yeah, big thank you to everybody for what they.
Yes, I don't some Newcastle United manager friend said how they two jano pay. Ya don't want some gama man watching the Ebusan say no Newcastle United team this season. One with chances of qualifying for the Champions League next season. Say no see huni yentie Newcastle manager friend say Eddie Howe.
Starting against Ipswich will not be easy. You look at their recent away form; it's been strong. We can't underestimate them in any way. Yeah, I see it being very tight and possibly going right to the end of the season in terms of the competition for the top 5 places. I think we've put ourselves in a very strong position for what we've done for a consistent period of time now in the Premier League. Our record's been very good for a long time. But now we sort of go into a 5-game league really, where we're going to have to be consistent again and try and get results in some really tough games. So we're looking forward to the 5 games ahead of us. Starting against Ipswich will not be easy. You look at their recent away form; it's been strong. We can't underestimate them in any way. Yeah, I see it being very.
Yes, I know. In some Newcastle United manager na friend say Eddie Howe the two jano watching the Ebusan say na ngotifie pa na Newcastle United team no more than boss so ni sa no. Say na no si feeling na sana osanso. Newcastle United team Eddie Howe.
I'm not 100% in my body, but I'd like to think I'm very close to 100% in my mind, which is the most important thing. So yeah, I'm well enough to face you guys today.
What have the last couple of weeks been like for you?
Yeah, difficult. I try to take a positive from every experience. I think that's really important. You try to do that, but this has been a real challenge because your health you take for granted. I certainly have, and then when you don't have the luxury of feeling normal, it can be very difficult. So yeah, certainly been through a range of emotions, but thankfully I feel like I'm on the road to recovery, which is the most important thing, and yeah, I'm delighted to be here.
I remember last week when the club announced that you were receiving treatment for pneumonia, you thanked supporters for all their nice messages, but also the NHS staff for the care you've been receiving, and I'm sure that's something you'll want to do again. Yeah,
without a doubt. I think the care that I received from the NHS was absolutely first class. A big thank you to Charlotte Milne and all her staff who looked after me. I can't thank them enough. They were absolutely brilliant. Just the care and you know, the love that I felt from them, and of course, yes, the well wishes and the text messages I received from everybody. I've tried to get around to reply to everybody. It does take a while.
Yes, I don't know. Some Newcastle United manager and friends Eddie Howe the two jano no pay doing seminano and some gama mojumaden so Chelsea team na boy everton team no weekend na no na Enzo Maresca on say wa juma Edman Leicester City bobo kun into ni Jamie Vardy juma na ebusan say opani Jamie Vardy say season and dia on team into aso nsia kan bi on fama Leicester City bobo kun na woni ne ya juma de na wo kadia fa brand friends say Jamie Vardy uyentie Enzo Maresca on Jamie Vardy.
No doubt. I feel very proud to share part of my journey with Jamie, with Leicester. I always consider him in the past, and when I work with him, one of the best 9 in the last 20-25 years, not only in England, everywhere. And as I said, I feel very proud to share part of my journey with him. With us, he was fantastic. Brought the way we want to play. The went for him was something new because he was used in the past, you know, transition, counter-attacker. But with us, he changed completely. Open mind, fantastic. So will be for sure 100% a a loss for the football, especially here in England.
Yes, I don't know. Some Chelsea manager and friends, and so Maresca did to Gianano Pedin Seminano, and some I'm a Mojimedis and a Ruben Amorim manager at the Manchester United. Timam Zamuka away to Bournemouth. Or in some pedia to your title, my injury update. Our Manchester United Cabiente Ruben Amorim.
Diogo Dalot is out. We don't know how long he's going to be out. But he's out for these games. Next games, we'll see until the end. Ahmad is near, Mata is near, but the rest is at the same pace. Aiden is not ready, so I think that's it.
With Diogo, what's happening? And do you think there's a chance he could miss the rest of the season?
There is that possibility, but I don't know. We'll check week by week because he works really hard. He can recover quite well. We'll see.
Are you able to say at all what he's actually done?
He has something in his muscle, in his calf. He had a sequence of games that he played all the time. We try to manage, but some of the players have to play a lot of minutes, and we have to protect that ones that we think that they are not so ready to cope with that. But Dalot felt something.
Yes, I don't know. Some Manchester United manager and friends, Ruben Amorim did to January no see am fan to just on welcome obi aso this own players on best stay e team no na for send him players season and dia on be free Manchester United team no go yentie owe friends Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, you can say, I could say that, of course, this is a conversation for the end of the week, but I have an idea that is clear because we have to do things early, but things can change until the end of the season.
Matheus Cunha's name is repeatedly mentioned. Is that the sort of player that you're looking to attract?
I will not say nothing about Matheus because if I say one time, I will have to say for any situation that is yes or no, so I will not comment about that. We are focused on this season. We have even the way we are going to prepare the next season could change in these games, so it's hard to predict what is going to happen in the future.
Are you finding it as easy?
Yes, I don't know. Some Manchester United manager friends Ruben Amorim did to their doing seminano and some Adema Mojimede so no chinebus answer transfers. Say Nyankopon Adama summer transfer no bia and players ben neighbor no see fan to just say no ntimi gana mun play bia dream ne say obesi akadema Manchester United yentie Ruben Amorim.
It's Manchester United. What I feel is that there's a lot of players that want to play for our club, and I know that if you look at our club in the moment, it looks like sometimes with all the problems with the staff or people going, changing coach, the results looks like a little bit a problem in the moment, but we have a clear idea, and that is the easiest part to explain to a player, and then is Manchester United. Everybody wants to play for Manchester United.
Yes, I don't know. Some Manchester United manager friends Ruben Amorim did to Gianano Pedin Seminano and some I'm Mojimedis no mean for to him say FA Cup bombs semi-finals no the tennis no room with England the tennis on the City team ni gina kono wom ngane Nottingham Forest team ni de boni Nyankopon Adomo na ay 3:30 no Pep Guardiola adin ko pi ngade afa game no say the din kan say this season no nyame anukure ni Man City Boboko no Norman Koye kura yentie o reference Pep Guardiola on Man City this season.
The season have not been good. Regardless, we reach the final or we go to the Champions League. But of course, we would avoid bigger damage, for the club. And the season was not been good. So, from my point of view, with the dictate what the season is good is the Premier League, all the time, because it gives you week by week happiness, good momentum, and after FA Cups, Champions League, it's more the keeper safe, not safe, penalty miss, no miss, and make the difference. But the Premier League dictate how have been your season. Season was not been good, but could be worse at the same time, right? Could be worse. not be in the fifth or fourth or third like now, could be even worse. So now we're in the positions in our hands. We have this incredible opportunity to be 3 in a row to the final in FA Cup. And now they have a few days to play against Wolves, that again we received like Crystal Palace when came here in the best month of the season, 5 in a row, 6 games in a row in the Wolves, and after we have long weeks, it depends if the final or not, to prepare the last 3-4 games, and hopefully we can do it.
Yes, I don't know some Man City manager fan say Pep Guardiola and some ngari to do doing some na ma mo jibade so and watching ye busa so who City for any chances is maybe a next season no betima qualify na UEFA Champions League o matima si aka unampo Ellen Haaland so no the City for na team qualify for Champions League next season na say no be se feel yentie some Pep Guardiola attitude.
He's getting better and he's injured, and of course I always have been involved as well, so apparently he can be 10 more years here, so I'm pretty sure he wants more than anyone else to be in the Champions League next season.
Yes, I know some Man City manager na fan say Pep Guardiola and some ngade to do doing seminar no and so ade ma mo jumade so ni na na de to 20 yes as a Prince Awuram Sanso na Philip and so atena se ya ba be amanoni se ni sesi Prince Akwabo na bibia e fan de
single trade am po yankopa
da me ase da me ase
da na akwan bibia da na akwan pa
yeah ya amanoni se
yes yengwa mu straight away ene so we hear me JC ehemia na ase matade ehemia ka bibia akyerew say wa wani tia ka bibia akyerew the Copa del Rey final ebeba so ene and make me aka say in the entirety of this season the only game bigger than any game na eba so no the UEFA Champions League final. The only bigger club game beba so this particular season bigger than this one the UEFA Champions League final, because the final it doesn't matter nipa oko we the UEFA Champions League final enye no a nka the biggest game club football mu no anka Copa del Rey final we Barcelona. Let's not forget another Copa del Rey will come on in the league. But looking at this na final no, it makes it so different from the league one no. And even besides league na the no kra no, and shadanya that competitive like this one. And it's a game we really needs to delve into it. Openyi, this game most of the time the history and dynamics no we need to let people know. But well, you let me go into the history and dynamics. I wanted to say the history and dynamics of matches between Barcelona and Real Madrid. No, if you solely focus on them very much, at the end of the day, because these games, no, normally it doesn't follow the laws of football. You see, team way performing very well, but you better go into the game, no, now that team not performing well, no, I get it outplayed. And looking at the history between these two teams now, let's go a little bit into it. Again, Ben Yekan wants Copa del Rey. And let's do a little bit of history on the Copa del Rey. When I'm saying the Copa del Rey, since its inception, 38 games and a Barcelona and a Real Madrid abo in the Copa del Rey alone. Copa del Rey no nkwano 38 games and omabo, and the entirety no so between matches omabo 260th and Barcelona. And the Copa del Rey alone 38 times. Out of the 38 times, no, let's not forget, Omako finals, Marco 7. Out of the 38 times, these two teams share in the Copa del Rey, no. Final, share no, Marco 7. And out of the 7 finals, no, Real Madrid are winning 4. And Barcelona are winning 3. Real Madrid are winning 4 and Barcelona are winning 3. And let's look at the times Omoko final. The first final was in 1936. Real Madrid won that game by 2-1. The second final was in 1968. Real Madrid, Barcelona won by 1-0. The third final was in 1974. Madrid won by 4-0. The fourth final, 1983. Barcelona 2-1. The fifth final 1990, which is Barcelona winning by 2-0, and then the current two finals no 2011 and then 2014. 2011 Madrid winning by a goal to nil, and then 2014 Madrid winning by 2-1. So it tells you say Suarez in recent air games no but since 2000 the moment Omeko final Copa del Rey no Madrid and they come out on top. And the last time almost I called the final no was in that 2014 no Madrid it will come out on top. I think say 2014 the enemy is around 11 years ago and almost I call that kind of final. So it tells you say the last time almost call final in the Copa del Rey no there's a Madrid and they come out on top. With all these things said, let's look at something here. 31 games and I said 31 trophies. And Barcelona are winning in the Copa del Rey. All per the teams are mukuta most trophies are Barcelona or 31 trophies. Now Madrid Abba with 20 trophies. And he tells you say when it comes to Copa del Rey, Barcelona knows how to play more than Real Madrid. But the only thing here say when Barcelona meets Madrid at the final, now quiet day they are Barcelona. Barcelona knows how to play the Copa del Rey more than Madrid because looking at 31 trophies and 20 trophies there, the gap is very wide, 11 trophies apart. But the only problem at Barcelona for FAC is when Omu meeting Madrid over the final. 7 times Madrid are winning 4, Barcelona are winning 3. But with all these things said, Openi, the dynamics and history of these two teams no may and take into consideration be because we've seen them on so many occasions. The mentality of Obiadi ko game ni say bia Madrid and they were very much on form. Madrid are more very good players into am na ekore ni yebeko game na akodane. Barcelona na very good on form into am na ekore ni be game na akodane. The dynamics between these two teams no most of the times you cannot predict with 100% assurance. Until they won ni look Madrid attack no omo ya dey be this particular season. And I think that if it happens and maybe I show some videos be says I didn't see Madrid should just forget about winning the UEFA the Copa del Rey final. Unim said UEFA person ketu na men can say be person kakra bi. The UEFA Champions League na course no. So we say Madrid go mo hu anim say. Even it had to take them a qualifying route. And san omutimi ababe PM in the knockout stages. What happened? They were eliminated by Arsenal. Anka they were not a par with Madrid in the UEFA Champions League. Anka Obibeya Madrid say bia Barcelona bi Bayern Munich bi omo what that kind of pedigree and communicate me the Madrid. But it was Arsenal, no disrespect to them. But I'm trying to highlight on a point here. Arsenal need Madrid for free mo. The whole problem Madrid has been having this particular season omo front three. Omo rane, omo cover spaces. Enti the UEFA Champions League ye bo wie no. Ope omo a oman run omo front three no omo mpe mirika tu kura omo cover spaces Madrid. Hwe the last 4 Rodrigo ene wo honom no. Ubenya Seu Gurasi, uwia benya Vinicius Junior. E map kura de na chese ono mirika kura wontu bi wo UEFA Champions League nim. It's why Rodrigo cover 9.5 kilometers in the entirety of UEFA Champions League games omo boy you. Me person de La Liga and baba because be man na wide. I'm picking only the UEFA Champions League. Rodrigo cover 9.5 kilometers in games omo boy nyina. Say who grass in Madrid inti me nka na asem. You go to Vinicius Junior or cover 8.8. And Abrante Fen Mbappe cover just 8 kilometers. Telling you say these are players are very very lazy. Rodrigo cried and now last season was different, but this season Rodrigo it seems like I said out of favor. It is why I need demean and be and the mentality of the Madrid games last season not a one particular wild card say Madrid for he has something extraordinary nefu Rodrigo honedeba. But this is how many goals Cristiano Rodrigo ashe. Now my video don't call how many goals Cristiano and Rodrigo ashe this particular season. The moment to not drop it severely. And I think say if has had any bekoswa Madrid should just forget about it. These issues and the map Arsenal you move free. It's already this video. Madrid attackers name more matching me defend you. It's always now a work bent on the midfielders any defenders no. Because attackers name maybe the first foul Saka no any free space or run Alaba yes or tour. The second foul Saka send free space or run Kamavinga yes or tour and the course 2 goals no. After the game Papa friend Kalanch wrote Buffy why because he said the players name run among cover spaces. But on the other side, here Rafinha. This was the game and not Barcelona any Dortmund elbow. Barcelona had scored 4 goals. The Ababe Pong, Rafinha Aba Obabi defender. He was in on 118-yard box. And Rafinha is one of the players, so Barcelona the most active player on Lewandowski say goals, Lami Yama yene dribbles, yene nema bibri. Person wa say meba honom. Lami Yama yene nema bibri. But when you go to Barcelona attacker, the work done there, no, the pressing and everything, Abranti Efreno, Rafinha. But yebo game and Barcelona share for and attacker there and kebebe trim. Oh, ya share for there. You feel free to relax in the game. But Rafinha is defending. Oh, no 18-year boss mu. Oh, try say, obet me help out with the defense. And so image that's where Rafinha the first 3 Rafinha can be in the UEFA Champions League. Players are running or cover a lot of distances. Rafinha and not also 3. You get a point here. And where Barcelona players no Lewandowski Lewandowski is somewhere in the middle. Or cover a lot of distances. SA Madrid players no and San Lami Yama, San Kalami Yama, because a young chap. Ono no kwa de ne ho nya de onim press onim take bia but Lami Yama akwa no e much more kilometers covered than Madrid attackers ni nyina. What is it telling you? So if some Madrid players no if they will go into the game especially the attack no believe Barcelona say how much you no work from the back and famra believe you me any Madrid fan the moment you see this just forget about it. Because Barcelona feel relaxed and they are able to play out if you give them that space. Inigo Martinez, he knows how to handle the ball. Pau Kubas, one of the exceptional center backs when it comes to handling the ball, moving the ball and dictating the pace of the game from the back. Let's not forget, there's a certain Frankie de Jong. When you give him that kind of free space or better control the rhythm of the game, he will be playing together with Pedri. So if Madrid players are Ombeya Omaji said they will die out, and I said they will die on the field for the team. No, Mbe presses so hard. I cover a lot of ground, sir. It will never work for Madrid. Barcelona will feel comfortable, and if you allow Barcelona underhands deflect, so feel comfortable. Pedri, Frankie de Jong, dictate the pace of the game. Ebwa Emma Rafinha, and Lami Yama, free, and then whenever they get the saves, deliver a lot of chances for Abranti FN, Robert Lewandowski. Kwami Nuna, Rafinha Lami Yama, set me create chance at the moment at the tournament. So for me, I think that this is going to be the major issue, and then Real Madrid. What's that? They are not one man. DB. Over the first 11 of Madrid, the probable one and maybe per se till. On say you see any day in confirm because people are saying Ferland men debate me abo. On say or doubtful, but people are thinking to bet me abo game ni be. People are also saying say Alaba bet me abo, and as Obia on your opinion, Obi won say Vasquez bebo and right now no there is no probable and I say there's no specific lineup. Unim say yeah Madrid for the come. But when you talk of Barcelona, Obian in Barcelona starting lineup or the Remunde. Obian say number 3 honum say Alejandro Badin or Anko Nebo, Uni ho Juan Ebo, Gerard Martin. Robert Lewandowski ni honum Juan Ebo, Ferran Torres. It's clear Udi omumi no netonchia. Dia kan yin Obian oya den shares ni neda. Kunde bebo ni 2. Inigo Martinez Pau Kubasi in the middle for Frankie de Jong Pedri. Ubenya Rafinha, Lami Yama, Daniomo in the middle. No when ya Abranti FM Ferran Torres many more. But Madrid you cannot say same about them. And this I mean say this thing no so goes back to the kind of ensema makan will fear bebre. Say Madrid up to now we are almost at the end of the season. Madrid is yet to find the specific lineup or they go into games. Into ne I wish say papa a friend of Carlo Ancelotti or best started this lineup that's week. And if only say Danny Ceballos fitness never was through. Na so obo game na hard but for now no obia nche da nim the fitness level na same year. Say oba obetimi ama 100% performance ana. So ontimi a just leave him out and play Abranti FN Luka Modric. And then me expect say me who David Alaba and Lucas Vasquez in the game. We are Madrid fan. Now who David Alaba and Lucas Vasquez, I believe you me, just like I've been saying, it is done. Barcelona will go all the way and win this game. I'm telling you the truth. The reason why I say me focus on Madrid, no, people should not get me wrong. Barcelona team is so tight in a way say almost first 11 and their performance is evident for everyone to see. There's not much you can talk about Barcelona with the exception of two players, Alejandro Badin, Robert Lewandowski, no be some way somehow an advantage if only Real Madrid can capitalize on. Enti Barcelona die no won hye danya bebrenka, but going into this game on paper Barcelona and obi anu so be win. So what can Madrid do to outplay or win this game against FC Barcelona? This is what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
And I feel say if Obebo Frank Garcia with Lamine Yamal is a mismatch, but let's not forget so Saturday David Alaba be born ma and no quite the West. But the only thing about one, Frank Garcia with that kind of energy, at least obey me, they are running cover spaces. Imponus on to me, tackle Lamine Yamal, and free game anymore. At least in speed, one more bit me, they cover spaces. And in a midfield, almost that's 3 midfielders. Just like I've already spoken about. Jude Bellingham, Luka Modric, and then Tchouaméni. With Tchouaméni, so on no be shift ako right kakra. Now most of the times, wako bois Abrante friend Rodrigo. And that's all beboa back no ababeboa Abrante friend Federico Valverde. Because we know at that place, Rafinha and Bedaho. Though say Rafinha and Valverde, and Kaoya Madrid Fanabaka, so Valverde beat me in a frame. But we've seen Rafinha, what adapted to so a game so very well. Say, oh, who say, player no, down the side, honum, Ebehana Adrian, always or tries or back in. So what they do now, most of the times, Okati in say bear, onkonya one-on-one with any fullback be or dahonumbia, and if acquire one-on-one with Rafinha and Federico Valverde, Madrid fans nany budget because it's very difficult to go past Federico Valverde. But Rafinha wouldn't be doing that because on him say about the speed, about the energy, Bibiano Federico Valverde beat me a match. And most of the times, so back in that is where you need the energy kakana Tchouaméni Kuta. No, so I try so back on the right side, Atmia cover the spaces there. Then you will need the intelligence of Abrante and Luka Modric to dictate the pace of the game, just like Barcelona will get from Frankie de Jong, any Pedri, Say, Dani Ceballos is fully fit, no bit me about. The only changes I may make on this list, Dani Ceballos in for Abrante and Luka Modric, because you've seen, say, Madrid made for no pan it me a year, Madrid that kind of rhythm when they want to play. No, anymore, no. Just like I already highlighted, Jude Bellingham ebebo the left side. Now we're making sure so make a tap on Abrante friend Lamine Yamal. Say be enquire one-on-one always with Frank Garcia. But besides, Osabe him just like he need the energy. No, I try say obe arrive at the 18-year box, no very very late. And no any bit me abo and any more for no, just like I said. So a man work hard and try some mobile press Barcelona for up front. I'm a Barcelona for end no munya that kind of freedom to operate from the back. It will be over for Boboko from Real Madrid. But last video not so. Na me new classic na me say me time ke to be around 2 minutes. For last video trust mame. Say NS who say name we Vinicius Junior and Kylian Mbappe working together. Yeah. Listen, if they decide to work together, it will be one thing about warm because we've seen them in games. Mbappe ni Vinicius Junior man decide say on the bobo on their mom. And this is what we've been seeing with Barcelona. Oh, my yen consistently but these boys, Madrid boys, no, individualistic too much. And then so who Saudi Arabia will game him say Vini and Yabo, watch about Kumino, or Yan I just saw no Quacobash, but also wine the year free. Our copas Yamana, a beboa aero Madrid year. The same thing applies to Rodrigo and then Mbappe. So who say but with all these things said, I'll still say on paper. There's no doubt about it. Say Barcelona will go into the game with around 70% chance of winning. Madrid, ebenya be 30% pe. But the only thing for Madrid, I say, they know if they don't win this trophy, they will go trophyless. And this is when big clubs live up to the expectation. And the only hope Madrid hang on. The mentality of not going trophyless because we are Madrid. We are the biggest team in the world.
So when Rantis Nika wana.
Enra
Antes are no more years at the point of the Bonochromo money.
Oh, yeah. And wow, I forgot to give the video to Safo. No worries. But Enra answer me to Hoka Catcher, Ricardo Burgos, and Sema Madrid for Akikandef. And looking at the video, we had some decisions to take it here at Madrid now. Frankly speaking, you agree with video nearby Abonteno. But the only issue, they say, Madrid, Anchor's official TV in the co-post here. They should have left it to the fans. Madrid, as big as you are, no, you don't have to be doing this. Guess what? Most of the release videos, nema fans no mum circulate. But if it comes directly from the official source of Madrid, I say big club na ushutu yourself in the in the foot. You see what I'm talking about here? And that's the only problem there. Now, maminya ejumaki
a minute.
Okay, no worries. Liverpool definitely against Tottenham Hotspur. A game, but I don't see it as a game because Liverpool just need 1 point to win the league. And Tottenham Hotspur, how abysmal they are this particular season. No? I don't see how Anfield Hotmark disturb Liverpool. Now, Chelsea Everton game. No, look, say Chelsea and me win in the game now. They should forget about the UEFA Champions League qualification. And if it happens, share Everton on my last 8 games. On my last 8 games, that's no. They will not allow you to score them. And teams on multi share Everton here for Liverpool. The last 8 games, Liverpool and Manchester City and the team share omo. And look at this, Liverpool share Everton normal because they are the best team in the Premier League this particular season. Against Man City last game, no, only how many minutes they taking answer Man City team arena. It was because of the changes that Everton coach here. The moment we Jack Harrison, Eleman India, any Idrissa Gana game film, and or ton game in the Man City.
Okay.
And Sana O'Reilly, any Kovacic, Ebebet Mienya goal in the 84th and 90+2. And he tells you, say, Everton in recent games, on my own, you know, man a chance or special. But Anya be or no draw. And if Chelsea plays a draw, a better work against Chelsea. And with that, you know, Kopama threat, and some players be or more Chelsea, or more contract shemu. Say you need to play the Champions League, no? A bit me hard, especially with Kopama. Only say a contract move. Say he needs to play in the UEFA Champions League. Say Chelsea and qualifier. He has the freedom. So bit me move out of the club.
Okay,
and looking at how other clubs they looking at Kopama, no. If Chelsea they are not careful, nyame aduma they bet was. But if Chelsea are not careful, they could lose some gems, no, we say anchor in future because always they go in for potential and there's no one to look up to. That is why a Chelsea team no air suffer this very way.
Available kwa bana here there.
Yami Adumbema, Bibi Aboko.
Bibi I find you.
The first time at Nottingham Forest AG English FA Cup, the Chelsea Football Club NT. That was 1897. Yet the Chelsea Football Club 1905. Now, omoji omo first FA Cup no 8 years later. Now you say team my friend is Chelsea. Now guess what? The second trophy, Omaji FA Cup in 2 times. The second time they won the FA Cup was in that is 1959. That was the time Omaji the second that is FA Cup, Nottingham Forest. But Omaji one of the teams in the Premier League. Omaji hugely underrated. So for the history of that is Nottingham Forest. Yeah, clubs are almost Great Britain. We are visible in Europe. And yeah, Arsenal, not fair in Nottingham Forest. A Brenner Nottingham Forest are bought away Europe. No, Minjini, a bit take Arsenal years as Arsenal equal to Nottingham Forest. Because Nottingham Forest are the Champions League in 2 times. We are 2 times winners of the Champions League. But then under Brian Clough, one of their best ever managers. Now some no can say your game no enya about you for born into from na yambo and I say yambo a lot of ball possession and reaching but na fear can say no Forest don't play beautiful football. Omo di omo ye or munim ye so special and say we dey bobo ni nyina ba ye be hyew. That is not Forest. And that is what Nuno Espirito Santo is so exceptional this season. And I can tell you for a fact say on a Man City game na a match pa. And Man City going into this game now, may see a lot of key players. May see Nathan Ake at left back. But Nathan Ake in absence, no. And the good news for Guardiola is that we're replacing with a player and you know on a naturally talented and gifted or a left back, Nico Riley. Now, in the absence of a goalkeeper Edelson Moraes, Stefan Ortega, Amaminji Ortega didn't say Ortega commits silly and horrendous errors. Any mistake Ortega very calm, ni composure, ni demeanor, bibiaye. But then in games of such sorts, no, and there's some more in your top goalkeeper. And then you know, because of the air running, you know, we would always put him there. Because of the air running, we would always put him there. Ne Arsenal, I did only me pa and say, only born ball as a goalkeeper. Because I started born as a midfielder. Way back in Brazil. Ederson Moraes started as a midfielder. Into me and one. And when I started say all senior football, and so started say all grow up with all the game football. I didn't papa try and pa and say you for born into from Nayambo. Into that is the greatest Arsenal. Into Ubekaya when a Pep Guardiola ever Man City no. There was Joe Hart. But Pep Guardiola decided say I can't work with you because you are not good with the ball at your feet. Mean to me no nyegma. Because you for born into from Nayambo. That is my one of the that is how I start my attack. And where Pep Guardiola, any team you be coach Biano, the attack no started from the back. From La Masia to Barcelona A, Victor Valdez. Victor Valdez very sweet with the ball at the feet. From Victor Valdez, no, he moved on to Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer, menu him say, and then Manuel Neuer is the primus inter pares in terms of goalkeeping. Say or a very complete a goalkeeper. Obin sham the weakness of Manuel Neuer as a goalkeeper. Minima dia Manuel Neuer weakness. Is it aerial judgments? Is it say bob one with him? And I say yenchi save some punches. And I say young command the leadership.
The last time no big as a long range.
What's that?
The last time no big as a long range.
Manuel Neuer. Minjini sa Manuel Neuer it was our problem no. But maybe just maybe because he's aging and also na a factor. But Manuel Neuer, you hear Manuel Neuer when Germany was going to the 2010 World Cup? Yes. Germany got 2010 World Cup in South Africa. Goalkeeper in Germany in Nebano, and Manuel Neuer. It was Robert Enke. But Robert Enke, Obekaya, so can goalkeeper on your train, I think train accident. Robert Enke could train accident. Our film. So Germany had to overly rely on Manuel Neuer as their number one. Manuel Neuer at the time no crown song yet with the German national team from Schalke. None the time no song yet. But Robert died in a fire and a buy and say they be. Yehu say one away the future leader. No buy. From there on, he has never looked back. And then, in terms of numbers, BBR, Manuel Neuer is top. He's a primus inter pares in terms of goalkeeping in our time. Watch BBR, I mean weakness with the game. Say goalkeeper say for born 2 young mono. Minim dia obe competing, maybe Victor Valdez. Because Valdez was sweet in terms of born there for me more. But Adriana Casillas, Eddie beat Valdez, and they say Valdez, Casillas, you're very commanding, and Casillas was a leader. Again, Casillas need him born, but then no, Casillas the composure in goal post, is unmatched. And into that, constantly Spain rely on Casillas as their number one. Now, guess what? Say Stefano taken a better in the game against Nottingham Forest, and then no a minus at Manchester City, because one. Nottingham Forest team now, was a say, or more attacking departments, no Bibia Omo, Anthony Elanga, Morgan Gibbs White, and Callum Hudson-Odoi. Omumi and saying now, so more attacking, or more very deadly, or more fast paced on counter attacking situations. Now, so give no more the partners or born they will target, they will look at the target man, and the main target man, Brent friend Chris Wood. Chris Wood no na Arsenal pa na say yambo no to soro no mpemenshe because of our heights. Into one now the baby team Man City. Into no Northern Forest going into this game no. One to the more pa the area threat of our Brent friend Chris Wood against Manchester City. That is one thing they are looking at. Only likely so about Abdulkadir Kusanov. Kusanov no very good on the ground. He is monster on the ground. Say yenye grounds work. I call him the grounds work master. Abdulkadir Kusanov. And it was the reason why Pep Guardiola echo law in France echo signing the Uzbekistani Edinburgh Man City. But then no, I don't think so about Abdulkadir Kusanov. Likely Manola Kanji. Any Ruben Diaz never started for Man City against Crystal A, that is Nottingham Forest. But then no, saying we are looking at the sharpness of the centre back pair. Because who was Stefano Ortega? Who near Delson Moraes or commanded from the back. But the other Man City so still more edge kakra over Nottingham Forest and say in the middle of the park no, Kevin De Bruyne won the last FA Cup for Man City. And Kevin De Bruyne by person by Cherby. Or Kevin De Bruyne as the classic number 10. So what Kevin De Bruyne as a classic number 10? And so flanking by players or more goals in them. Phil Foden, probably you don't look at Savinho and answer Jeremy Doku. Maybe you can bring Jeremy Doku and Savinho as super subs in the course of the game. But there is one guy I know what I forgo in Omar Marmoush. Marmoush in number 9, sir. Ono is very good. He can operate from the wide and he can operate centrally. And then this a game and Man City. Omu here in Butalan pa. Ni absence no a big blow. Into no FA Cup na ye bono. So we train us a we game now. Obaka say because Man City are Man City. But me as a connoisseur and as a panther, me who Nottingham Forest more than Man City.
Okay.
Because Man City bobo born in and the trademark of Nottingham Forest and they say, "We are born in ba me show." And or show so and it's heading. And yes, they have the best of the goalkeepers in the Premier League. And this season, Makawaha and your arguments and your qualms. The best goalkeeper in the Premier League this season, Brentia Marcels. And Marcels is coming up against Man City. And we a big game, that is big game moment for goalkeeper Marcels. And so if they are able to win the FA Cup, the last time they won was 66 years ago. And when the first time no FA Cup no, it was 120 years ago. It was 120 years ago. 128 years ago was the first time a Nottingham Forest had GFA Cup. No? And so much GFA Cup against Man City, about 66 years since they won the FA Cup in 1959. That is that is an awesome moment. And this is what a Premier League now. BBCCO. I said trophies in your chair. Already Premier League in the open womb for Liverpool. On here 1 point to pay against Tottenham Hotspur and Prince Kai. And Tottenham Hotspur impose any threat to be out to Liverpool. Bibia and and mind you, Oakfield already on print 20 times champions shirts. Our motto ahead of this game against that is Tottenham Hotspur. And boys singing the good omen for them is that Mohamed Salah extended, Virgil van Dijk extended, and most of the guys are happy now, and they want to still stay at Liverpool until they will give their all and win this Premier League title. Now, guess what? Another thing, a morale boost ever Nottingham Forest and say, who said this season on Newcastle at the Carabao Cup? Said it says Sanet says Liverpool is Premier League now. Newcastle at the Carabao Cup. So yeah, live in England no obianje double dey say twem. Liverpool your margin so more get trouble in that is domestically. No margin that is quadruple. That is so what are they the European titles? That is the Champions League. Champions League and round of 16. Now the Carabao Cup at the final. The FA Cup at the hands of Plymouth Argyle, a miniature club. That was where Liverpool ended. Into no Nottingham Forest so more motivation said say Newcastle are the Carabao Cup. They also have the luxury of winning the FA Cup so that at least now Bibia are balanced. They are more motivated than Man City going to this game. On paper na Bibia who say because of a brand of Man City are born in recent times or my favorite. But me as a pundit and as a pantano, what I see is that a team my friend Nottingham Forest are more favorites than Manchester City. Man City be winning game here. Game no match will solely rely on Kevin De Bruyne and now say Omar Mamouche. I'm not bet me decide the game no. But for a Nottingham Forest no, I'm bobo ni bia. But then Chris Wood ne aerial threat no, one danger dangerous thing as you watch out. Now in Italy, title can be lost today. The title, the Scudetto, can be lost today by Inter Milan. Inter Milan is against AS Roma. Now against Roma, Masters of a tactical in Tosumami. Inter Milan versus AS Roma. Now Inter Milan last 2 games in Unko ye. Now Bebrena believes size of fatigue na ya set into the team. Inter Milan AS Roma. Safomestrepa. Inter Milan versus AS Roma. Yes. Now Roma currently under Papa friend Claudio Ranieri. He is doing something exceptional. There's your season we are on twice with Roma. The Roman hierarchy now Panchobia or see they be wa bre and so kwajina home. He want to say bye-bye to coaching. So now no ya man on mandate say on who appointed the next manager of AS Roma. Papa say I'm more than Eric Ten Hag. Is that Ten Hag near Beda or say they are looking at himself maybe on over succeed. Papa friend Claudio Ranieri. But for now, they are confirmed yet. Into no Tenag din our picture no. But we're watching Roma team very well. So all of a sudden, some of the players' batteries have been recharged. One of those players here, Ivory Coast centre back, a friend Ivan Ndika. Evan Ndika, say all of a sudden Ndika the batteries now recharged. But because of war against Inter Milan intino, Obobo Evan Ndika at right centre back, LCB, the left centre back, because Oba come direct at a branch of Lautaro Martinez. And Lautaro Martinez, because Inter Milan, on when they sign Europe, because already they've lost the Coppa Italia. On when they sign Europe intino, they would look at in the bigger picture, they would want the Champions League more than the Scudetto. And the Omoba play and also manage your players very well in this game against Roma. And then the Enko Yemono. And Lautaro Martinez will come direct as Evan Ndika. And Evan Ndika, I say, your manage yourself competitions and are very good at that. Your players are too exceptional. But then defenders you must say, go to the pitch and take this player out. They are very good at that. They are exceptional. And one of those at Roma, Evan Ndika. Now, Evan Ndika coming direct as that is Lautaro Martinez. The Inter Milan midfield of Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Nicolo Barella. So Mumi and we say, Barcelona game now a recipe for disaster. But who can say Barcelona game now a better recipe for disaster? Into Mumi and Noisa Mobo Bombason so because some could prepare area Scudetto no bomb. I saw the Champions League no soccer bomb. Now we are treble from treble to zero. Inter Milan are in danger, and time moments are Simone Inzaghi. Any Inter Milan woman, bra, we a coach, may assure Sabanaka who grow grey hair because they are in danger.
Okay.
And they are playing against one of the teams. Omo form in too good biasa, but don't almost shared in pa, especially under Claudio Ranieri. Now, Roma team ever players bia you watch your out. Alexis Salamakis in the weakness in the say when he loses the ball or a very poor player or to serve Rafael Leao. But so Crabona or to me short about 4 players at a goal. And there is one player or a target man, the starting out is Robert Lewandowski. Only born no bebre, only born no ball, let me say, only born no ball. But then you only your partner say or a finisher at them Dovbik. And Dovbik no number 9 for AS Roma. And say no similar Inter Milan centre backs in their last 2 games or much rare said they can be bridged. But what was in Europe this season you kind of best solid centre back trial. The Inter Milan back 3, Bastoni Acerbi, any Abrentia friend Pavard. But the name storyline now yes, especially in the Italian Serie A. But baby said no baby ye because Napoli see go against Torino. Now against Torino coach your friend Paolo Vanoli, they say he has nothing to lose because the elite status maintenance is with Torino. They say Torino relegation. They are secured in the Italian Serie A, so they have nothing to lose. Into Antonio Conte will go hard. Into Conte be go hard Conte be per se at least I hear crown Roman board draw in this game. No Antonio Conte for against Torino. And that is where one attentions were and mind you, say Inter Milan and to me winning game way, that's on board draw. That's a Napoli echo winia. They say points in the gap no best be you. And they say well and no prince here analogy regarding game saka for team that is Inter Milan. Any game saka for team Napoli. And clearly say what the scenes in here so we team as a team and the games you be say for kakra e new year dia na. I think Inter Milan diano Edding Napoli diano I say will form kakra and one na Conte so a master in terms of winning league titles. Adia Conte sapa a young boy in Europe. Onya de. Since was starting the coaching career at Juventus, at Inter that is Inter Milan and at Chelsea. Conte mbo bra e Europe as a manager. But say you win a league there on Japan or England mind you me. The first season with Chelsea, he went to win the Premier League, just like Ancelotti or here with Liverpool. He went to do the same thing for Team Chelsea. And Juventus, when since the Calcio Police scandal, Obia revived Juventus was Antonio Conte. And Inter Milan, since at a point in time, the Italian Serie A Scudetto no, the GNI Ding, I'm Inter Milan. And one manager or somebody build the foundations of Inter Milan build after Jose Mourinho was Antonio Conte.
Okay.
It's a Conte there. Oh no, I say 7 previous in terms of Angel League no obi anim J and Antonio Conte nti in a tight rope where Simone Inzaghi and Antonio Conte I think there is a Conte enya edge over Simone Inzaghi and Simone Inzaghi so say Europe in the Champions League me we have a last story crowd with AC Milan
me would have bet we
okay
Amazon
okay bet we na quotes no 4
okay
yeah ma it's here for that is 4 quotes na they are to the amamo because after the Easter break, you know, as a week yenya 2 tickets, and a week ye dear to also twice, and yenya tickets, and yema 2 quotes, and on our Facebook page, you know, yema 2 quotes by yenya one out of the 2, 1 boy. Now enrechi yenya about 3 tickets, answer 3 slips, and then I'm assuring you it's a weekend, be a very good weekend. Now your quotes in here, it is Betway. First code no 1C03 AA55. That is the first code. 1C03 AA55. That is the first code. Now your second code no 1C5C 1C05 C1 C4 that is 64. Tienye pa 1C05 C1 64. Okay. That is our second code. Yeah, third code 1C0253 E3. 1C0253 E3. Now your final code for the day 1C05 ABA6. 1C05 ABA6. Now me assure you say out of this 4 no yenya kra na nya 3. This weekend out of this 4 out of these 4 quotes yenya kra na nya 3. And guess what, it is only Betway na ehon no wokwa so bet no kra bi say on be ye fiamo and na friend Betway bet saver offer. And again you know Betway SA is so special that it is only betting company me we win ya na scan dem okay me we win ya na scan dem so wo pe ska e dey start a business, it is Betway. Wo pe ska e dey akọ school, it is Betway. Na de ya pa Ghana ha de ku ya pa ya rent. So open skate your renter. Mean you are renting a good screen so. Who if you soon you are crying, hey man, you tell me renty, me feel real to me. Renting a good screen so. It's media 7 producer. Mean truthful. It is very simple. Betway or say getway.
Okay, about Rakwabo.
Mejoso.
Nabako.
Oh, Nyamiadum, Bibia Kama.
Okay.
Was it rent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Boss, I did you
well, a lot of them say reckless spending. More problems and money priorities. The day I was started to say, what your rent this year? Listen, Philip, what your rent this year? Per Kai said, Sebiu, who bet you another rent. So you start saving towards it. More problem is a lot of reckless expenditure. Ose, me know that dead. Now, your chair tier for the Ashia for. So let me start with the CAF Champions League second leg semi-final at the Cairo International Stadium. 75,000 capacity packed Ali fans. Al Ali against most boogie side in African club competition history, Mamelodi Sundowns. Maka, before I go into the game, I've said it. So because of the way Sebiu Ali Ebre Eba Sundowns, it is something that's going to be difficult for Ali Ankasa because Ali Ankasa this year performance no and Shedan Koyisa. Now Ali, this is the 9th and that is the worst ever club beer in Africa. Ali Ninabo won to mission 9 times. This is what happened yesterday. So Sundowns have become the most boogie side for Ali in the history of African club competition. That is huge for Ali. The idea is that Ali will have to figure out Adena team back when pa yentimi sebi esho musa umtimi chi share 5 2019 simple. So it's something that historically, as I repeated itself, that Sundowns omuni ali koshia omutimi koda omunim nebe free maba. And this time it has gone into a stage where Anka Ali are the masters of the knockout stages at this level. Omu are the masters. But unfortunately, they made their boogie side, and the boogie side history ni voodoo no asantoaso. Now into the game. I mean, when the game started, very slow pace, but quickly what Marcelo Allende did was give a good pass to Libero Costa. Then Libero Costa found Tashreq Matthews. 6 minutes, that should have been a goal. That 6-minute chance. Tashreq Matthews should have been a goal. Because you see, who bought the best and the most successful club on the continent? Chance Unyan Webre. And as the game indicated, when you have set chances, you bury it. He missed. It's part of the game. Then Imam Ashaw gave a pass to Gradisa. Gradisa flew the pass away. Then Imam Ashaw again. The reason why Ali spent over $2.5 million on him. Beautiful pass to Tahir Mohammed. Tahir Mohammed slaughtered the ball in. Goalkeeper Ron Williams on him baby or die. Imam Ashaw had the chance again. Waiting at top goalkeepers, you need them to make savings to keep the team. 1v1, Imam Ashaw versus Ron Williams. Ron Williams, excellent judgment and good reflex, parried the ball away. That should have been 2-0. Say 2-0 is a different history. Now, after that, the 40th minute, Ribeiro Costa had a chance. He wasted it. Tashreq had a chance. He wasted it. Second half, and Ubetia says, Miguel Cardoso, the reason why they brought him, that's a mark of a top coach. Don't forget, Miguel Cardoso, any Marcel Kola, Ali coach, they played last year in the finals. Miguel Cardoso, a coach for Esperance. Marcel Kola, Ali. So he saw the team. He knew the team. In the second half, now, Yasser Ibrahim, Onu in Ali, recent time doesn't start. In fact, the first leg cross started ball alongside Marawana Tia was a surprise because he's not a regular. Now, it's a center back near regular, you'll be rusty. Now, before Sebio, Obe conceded own goal, he'd make about 3 mistakes. One of them, the worst one was the VAR. Referee Dahani Bida. Sebi, a review here, still one found penalty in the Amma Sundowns. Now don't forget, this is how the world is. Sundowns for complaining, I was surprised because this same referee, Yanga versus Sundowns, Stefan Aziz Key, that disgraceful goal, it was the same referee that handled it. That one, he went to Sundowns. Yanga complaining here, Sundowns laughed. Today, they are crying. That's how life is. Now, in the second half, Coach BBI Kama, the substitutions that Miguel Cardoso made was spot on. To start a game, Sebi, Tapelo Moreno started because they wanted to make sure, Emma Mashaw, they will deal with him. Tembas one in Shasia. That is not Sundowns. Peter Shaluli and Shasia, that is not Sundowns. At least these two, they came from the bench in the second half. Ikram Reines came from the bench in the second half. Now that is where Ali pressure started. These are very top class attacking players with great movement off the ball. And to push go now, Yasser Ibrahim conceded Peter Shalule pressure. In an attempt to make sure he deal with the pressure, won't go by. That's tactical masterclass for the coach. Putting those players, those top players who are starters on the bench and bringing them at the right time together. Unfortunately for Ali, coach decided to say, the Hussein Mohammed, Hussein El Shahad, it was too late for those creative players to come and do anything. Ali are out of the competition. But that is what it is. Just like Real Madrid, UEFA Champions. That is what it is. But what Ali has done, no club can never do it. No club has done it before. This is an era, Sebi, Abe Wiye as in this year, but not in next year. So, when Pito came, Pito started a game against Zamalek. They won the Champions League against Zamalek 2-1. Shikabala scored for them, for Zamalek. Emre Solaya and Afsha Magbi scored for Ali. Pito, second game, Champions League final, was against Kaizer Chiefs. Mohamed Sharif, Emre Solaya, and then Afsha Magbi, 3-0. Then, unfortunately for Pito, the treble, which coach Bianyebu Africa, that he wanted to do, he met WAC of Morocco. WAC of Morocco was the emerging force, the established force, Pito Musma, the established force in coaching Pito, with the new emerging force in Wale Rugagui. Zuhair Mutaraji, brilliant two strikes. Emma, WAC, Estopino. And he left. Now when Marcel Kola came, Masekola came and Masekola decided that he was going to tweak the Ali team. Ali played defensive football, but Masekola added defensive play to Ali game. They are a team that were very flamboyant. Now, Umu said he won 2 Champions League. He beat WAC of Morocco and then Esperance of Tunis. Now, unfortunately, unlike Peter caught 3 finals, we know semi-final. That is what makes Ali. Unfortunately, the road has come to an end. Ali normally after that they will have to boot out the coach, meaning what is fate to be. The decision to sell Sebe, Pesitao, any Mahmoud Karaba and Buomo. In the game yesterday, Omo here creativity and goals, and these 2 players were the ones that could provide it among all the players that they had. Unfortunately, Ambassa. Now to Mamelodi Sundowns, great work for them. But you see, Tilopi Mochepe, the son of Dr. Patrice Mochepe, CAF president, I the CEO of the club. Top decisions. Until who says success number, near maybe na free baby and son of success number 1. The decision to sack Rulani Mokwena was a spot on decision. Time Ana Sebio, Peter Musimani head coach, they have Rulani Mokwena, Mangabo Mokwiti, and then Steve Confella as assistant. When he left, I want to see a fair move back na onye Jumanese because almost Swia Peter sir. Rulani Mokwena had opportunity. Oh yes, I Nkoyi. The best is that look, he played against Petro Atletico 3 years ago. He lost to them quarterfinal. Wako Morocco 2-2. He lost to them. Then Esperance lost to them 2-0 on aggregate last year. Yes, Semoni and the funny assistant Mangoba Moketi, be assistant. Mangoba Moketi problems on year 1, fighting the players. 1 was Kulusi Mudau, the right back. 2, Tebo Mokwena. To the extent, sir, Hugo Bruce as African coach, to me, fat to go Mokwena born national team or Shemano, by Coach Pendo because of also a darling boy of Coach Rulani Mokwena. Now the young man decided to sack him. Before then, or the sporting director Flemenberg from Danish football by, that's where Rulani Mokwena started having issues. Transfer policy, recruitment strategy, team Nankasa strategy, and then Omar Pam Mungaba Moketi. Then they went for Miguel Cardozo last year, or the Esperance scored Champions League final. Miguel Cardozo by you realize say Edu baby Sundowns and Bob Bono the flamboyant way. What the first leg against Ali. Nemum Miguel Cardozo the other banner say yam bon ye fe nemu yebenya result. And if you watch the first half yesterday, that is what they did. That is what Miguel Cardozo has introduced into the team. Since 2016 that Sundowns shares Zamalek by 3-1. They've never been to another final. That is what he has given to the team. But it's had to take the young man, the CEO's tough decisions. Being palatable. But that is where it has gotten to. Now, this game is going to be a tough game. The finals. But Yenyendu finals. Now, pyramids. Waiting pyramids in Penyifono Etoye. So from Turkey, Al-Sheikh, a billionaire to Ashamsi under billionaire. This was the reason why I said, Yebabe Breki Sebio, Ali Nizamalek. So continuous Africa, no Muji, we are coming. So from 2008, a club as Al Suti, bought by Turkey Al Sheikh, and then later sold to Al Shamsi. Eba Egyptian Premier League 2014, co-relegation, bounced back 2016-2017. Yes, it's due to the pyramids, you know. Way Sika Museye was because of a moment like this. And then the Sikana Baye worth it because of this moment. Now into the game. Pirates in the league this season will be a near better away in the league this season than Pirates. The best one was beating Ali 2-1 in Cairo. And so going to this game, Ali bought draw home. In fact, against Pirates near Ali, you know, Pirates draw home and Onkosha Ali 2-1. So Omono, they have the confidence there. Even though any Paris, yes, Paris have 2 VRA rules out. Goals are year 1, fisting my lady, you know. Then Sodio Koguda, you know. So they were peeps, say at least they should have got fisting my lady, but VR is VR. So going to this game, Omo Feliso, Yaye Bida, that's Paris, so we can go and do it. And trust me, Emra Relebohile Mofokan share first goal no. I mean you could see who share coach Jose Rivera with him or punchy and we say yes. And then the best but the Pyramid side have a lot of quality. And when we say Blatte Toure, LeSean Mohamed started now pushing Afon much quicker. They were able to outrun the midfield of Talente Mbata and Macaulay Culture. And they found a beautiful pass to Fisti Mayele, and Mayele equalized. Now, Mo Nkota goal was also brilliantly scored. And when Mo Nkota caught by 2-1, clearly Sundowns thought they were arriving. But then came Mohamed Chibi, the Moroccan rider, beautiful chip, beautiful pass to Ramadan Sobi. And Ramadan Sobi finished here 2-2. Now the moment where it matters most was Mustafa Fati, a beautiful pass to the danger man, Fisti Mayele. Share goal, 3-2. They've gone. Paris is out. Now, there is something important here, CFA. I will try to see whether my time will help me, but I will do it. Maybe I'll. Maka say anytime club be here, look, let me start with Ghana. Kotoko winning CAF Champions League BR, you will see almost players dominating the national team. Yeah. So it is with a lot of the clubs on the continent and the world. Now, Misha Sefri Pirates, Orlando Pirates. Sifo Cheney, the goalkeeper, is second to Ronald Williams in the national team, or national team player. Unfortunately, the number one who added too much into young. Now, in their back four, Mbezekeli Mbozaki is a member of the national team, Bafana. In Kosinati CBC, the center back player today, or a member of the national team. In fact, he starts. Tapelo Zoki is a national team member, he's on the bench. Yesterday he was on the bench, national team. So, if you look at the goalkeeper and the back four, apart from Van Ryan, they are national team players. Dean Hoto, that plays at the left back, is a national team player for Namibia. He starts. Uba Medela, Talante Mbata, and Hugo Group's friend was my special player because on the share special goals. If you watch the qualifiers against Uganda, South Africa against Uganda, South Africa against South Sudan, time or share goals now, you understand why coach can't say they are national team player. The most darling boy is Relebohile Mofokan, 20-year-old, talented, the most versatile South African player at the front, attacking versatile player is that boy who scored the first goal. National team player. Evidence Makopa, or no Ejumura, or no one share, but Yejuma. Emombeshe is a national team player. Cabello Dlamini is a national team player. So, if you look at Pirates, the quality of national team players that are in the team, and they do very well in the national team. So, it's no surprise, when they come to the club side, that's how it works. Pyramid, Ahmed Shenawi, or a third choice. Sometimes the coach, depending on who, they prefer Mohamed Sobi of Zamalek or Abu Gabaski of National Bank. Depending on which coach is available. He's always among the top three. Blatte Toure is a key and central figure for the Burkina Faso national team. Every game is started. This or Wepra. LeSean Mohamed is a member of the Egyptian team. Fisti Mayele, senior experience as Cedric Bukambu di Bitina. Fisti Mayele should be starting in the national team of DRC. And he's a member of the national team anyway. Just as Cedric Bukambu is starting ahead of him. You go to Pyramids bench. Ramadan Sobi, or your top Pukaya under 23 now, said coach Tanku Koboyero, 2019 and 23. Was the finest player. He's a technically gifted, intelligent, brilliant player with vision. He comes from the bench. He's a member of the national team. Ibrahim Adel is a member of the national team. Mustafa Fati, who plays at the right wing, is a member of the Egyptian national team. So let me put that aside. Now you go to Ali. Mohamed Shenawi is the #1 goalkeeper for the Egyptian national team. Yasser Ibrahim Yasser Ibrahim, I've been member of the national team for several years. Now saying any money back off him. Rami Rabia, same. Hani Mohammed is the starting right back for the national team of Egypt, the Pharaohs of Egypt. You come, Marwan Atia is a member of the national team. Emai Mashaw is a member of the national team. Tahir Mohammed, no. You go to the bench. Amre Sulaya, member of the national team. Akram Tofik, member of the Egyptian national team. So, Hussein El Shahad, member of the national team. Come to Sundowns. Ronald Williams is the captain and his 30% performance when it comes to Bafana. Kulisi Muda, right back, is a starting right back. Aubrey Mudiba, left back, same. Grant Kenkena, center back, same. Musa Lebusa out. Grant Kenkena always pair with Motobo Mvula, who is injured. Tebo Mokwena is a member of the national, in fact, he's a key member of the national team, Tebo Mokwena. You go to Jaden Adams, member of the national, he starts, member of the national team. Oko Peter Shalule, who came from the bench, Namibia national team, he starts. You talk about Temba Shishizwane, he's a top player, but for injury, I'm saying he's a key member of the national team. Ikram Reines, brilliant attacking midfielder and left wing of the national team. So, in a nutshell, what it means is that we a club, Mimfa, maybe a clubs or Ghana, as an organizer. If you want to do very well, our club competition, in the past, that was the history we had. You must have quality players who play in the national team. That's the history of every club that's doing very well, whether Europe or where. When you players enter national, the players are categories C or D. You can't go to Africa or go to any competition in the world and do very well. So it's very, very critical and very important that we understand these things. In the past, your friend say, you see, Haruna Yusuf, Haruna Yusuf, Kwesi Apia, 82. They were starting 2 and 3. Club side, national team side. That is how it works. Opokunti was there in 82. Both for the Black Stars, both here. Poko Afri, 78. He was leading marksman for Kotoko, leading marksman, led Ghana to win the cup against Uganda. That is how it is. So, say, national team players now, clubs now, sorry, players are not even being given a call up to the national team. It is clearly because they are category D or category E. So I don't know who. If you go to Simba, the CAF contribution card Simba about Stellenbosch. The time I got
8 minutes.
I got 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Simba about Stellenbosch. Now, this is a game that's going to be very difficult for Stellenbosch because of number of goals on Muntanshe. Stellenbosch are a very defensive side, and look what Oliver Bama Turi and Abrantier Tabo Malosiani was a centre back solid guy. And then Fawaz Besebiani, the left back, has been called into the national team the last qualifiers. He was in the national team for Bafana, great. And goalkeeper Masuluke, Senyor Noir, Simbanka, first leg, no Mushombe 4 or 5 goals. He makes tremendous saves. This is a back four solid with Gospel at the right back, coming up against the most deadly trio in the Confederation Cup this year. Stephen Mokwala. You have Dixon, Dennis Kibu, and then Jean Atuha Ahua of DRC. And no more very good midfield. Now, this tomorrow, how Tato Tiba and Induli Sihle, the two very pivotal midfielders for Stellenbosch, are going to deal with Fabrice Ngoma, the very experienced Fabrice Ngoma, Yusuf Kagoma, and then Impanzu Eli, the DRC midfielder who can score as well. It's going to be a great battle line. Who wins that battle determines who wins the game. And I said the defense of Stellenbosch and so steadfast. Satroi Omuye deadly. Mokwala is playing one of the best games in his career. He's been phenomenal. That front three, they create chances from the middle for them a lot. Midfield doesn't create a lot of chances. How Stellenbosch badly prevent them from operating, especially on movement between Ahue and Steve Mokwala. Tremendous movement. How Ombetimia handle Omo is going to be, and how goalkeeper Masuluke will be on his feet to make sure say Your first leg, no, Ebeba is going to be very difficult. This I tip Simba to qualify slightly because of the fact that almost create a lot of chances. But Stellenbosch can also qualify, but that's a difficult one. They are not scoring a lot of goals so far. 1-0, 1-0. You need 2-0 or 2 penalties, goal and a penalty to qualify. It's going to be a tall order for them. I think that Simba will have a slight edge because of the potent attack and the chance they create. Then to the second game. RS Berkane, CS Constantine, 4-0 first half, 4-0 in the entire game. A bit difficult. Algeria won. How many frustration in Algeria? They will have issues with officiating. Algeria is the most deadly North African country when it comes to officiating and the rest. And there are reasons why. Coach Karadi Madui of CS Constantine will try to prove a point. Maybe how many go back, but I don't think that they can overturn 4-0 to a 5-0 and qualify. I don't think they have what it takes to do that. So RS Berkane are qualified for the final in a quest to win their third CAF Confederation Cup competition. They are way to Nipa winning between Simba and Stellenbosch. Now to boxing. Sebeu ewia semunsem no ana edoso pa. And Kolami no amba beku in this middleweight 160 pounds fight. Conor Ben any Chris Eubank Jr. Conor Ben and a Chris Eubank. Nkola mumbo bra papa bi o boxing mo. Ombo bra papa bi. In fact, bra papa o boxing mo is win a world title. They've not won any world title. Nemom ade a pion mo abedu baby o mo du because of omo papa mo bra mo abo. In Chris Eubank Senior and Nigel Ben. But way 2022 na ka say baso. Unfortunately, there was an issue. Issue no saying Abrantia Conor Ben ekofa clomiphene. I sebi edrua edroboni. Until ye banino 2 years. UK Anti-Doping Agency and then the British Boxing Board of Control. Omuti appeal of 270 pages report osio. In Kosuana odi bibri ne contaminated here. So they lifted it for the bout to take place. Now, no, we I'm not even we have not gotten to this. Please, Safo, we are not going to. Safo, niya mi ane say we any papa mu clash. Mami February face off boxing ebekwa one of the near friend variables of boxing promoted a face off between Conor Ben and Chris Eubank Jr. Niaudin Kosiano ball. Now the face off Eana Sebio I share many misu show him boxing your trunks near my friend of shorts in boxing is called trunks. Now show me so this was. Now this face off Niana Chris Eubank Jr. here and say or no the way by or the Kosia 16 by Ena ni botonu bienu no kesia pa Anthony Gumu. But Conor Ben did not know. Now what this is why you do this face off as part of promotion of boxing. And your more show minima you will face each other, you face the crowd for them to see where you stand. And at time of realizing when they face off again and or the egg a born in him. So that is what sparked all this. But idea war in Tokoya Muni sir. Conor Ben SC ni papa was a bad loser. Bad loser. And I'll come to that bout. Now he has said Obe avenging papa defeat to Chris Eubank Senior. Chris Eubank Junior papa. Now what shot ni papa clips ni ni papa no. Now I nyado jaja. Then the young man, this Conor Ben 23-5 without a loss, but he's not fighting a credible opponent. Then Uba Abrante Chris Eubank Jr. so at 37-5, 4 losses, also fighting a credible opponent. So this was what the ex-machine by like I said, a strategic promotion that is done in boxing historically. Now, Neowomni, idea air mobile in all this also is Chris Eubank said Nebano Nioye revoking the license. Nebano, he doesn't deserve to fight this bout. Reason is that he's not been talking to the father for years after his brother Sebastian Wuye. They have serious family feud. Some of you, a lot of you don't understand them as sports personalities go through. And when their issues come up, you just judge.
Okay.
Only Papa Nkasa. Now, the father will not come to the bout. Bakono, Ben's father will be there. What led to all this 1990? Safo Mami bout. In 1990, World Boxing Organization Super Middleweight 168 pounds fight between Nigel Benn and then Papa Efreno, Chris Eubank. Obuno. He beat him from the 5th round massively to the extent he was 1 hour round 8 and round 9 he has to give him a technical knockout and he lost. Now there was a real.
I say good morning. Kotoko must win tomorrow. Tomorrow's match, watching and listening inside Pick 5 in Accra. And now I message in the say okay, I say Ransford had is remember when Caicedo and Enzo rejected Liverpool. Some Chelsea fans were happy. Now Endo will be a Premier League winner, and guess what? Moises Caicedo and Enzo will give Endo and his team a guard of honor. And now Ransford had the message in here. I was Madrid are playing mind games. They want to beat Barcelona. Crespo Fufu no say Crespo from Fufu. Barcelona will beat Madrid again tonight to leave the Spanish Copa del Rey. Greetings to Mr. Ousubempa. Okay, no we share. So Kwame Fosu Achuma Boko Abotanzo fantastic sports show. Stubborn guns as Barcelona fans in you will lose tonight. I say hi, your boy youth gangster watching live from Tichima More Fire. Douglas Cross, I say keep up the good work. Good morning. Please, I want. All right, so once I back, I know your doctor. No. Kodwa Semper Furniture Works. Congratulations to all Sundance players from Kodwa Semper Furniture Works. Dum Kumasi. Orlando Transi na yam fancy so. Moibo Boatin saw here from Neribehi. Starboy saw here live and clear to have Meme Port. Lucrative Lunama Zig more fire. Orlando Aquaba will be I find it.
Nyamiadon bibia eboko.
There me say. Yenti odi fisema abuano debre.
Well, sinko ye betia ye tifo ena no pere about Sompa TV ena afenso Sompa 93.1 o join Facebook no na afenso wetimi afollow ene no ensemne doso pa na ye be sha ase e free the Ghana Premier League unim say ene chena ena week 29 matches no and so to form ti omode aye Ghana Premier League GPL fixtures and so about 2 screen so Accra Lions and at 3 p.m. Omni Bechem United and airbo afen so mediama ebetina fie and so takwa na afen so oma we kame Young Apostles na nyameboa edachina matches no and so twaso Asante Kotoko etina Kumase Babara Sports Stadium omune Aduana Stars and edebo any Vision FC and so any Gold Stars and ebebo Legon Cities omonso ne Heart of Lions and edebo any na Karela United any Dreams FC Brekum Chelsea and so ebebo Nations FC and afin so Samates and so ebo Baseke Holy Stars no and so Western Derby and also ebetimi abaso honmentino we matches baso over the weekend and so Ghana Premier League nim na Asante Kotoko game omune Aduana Stars and so bono mo ma yenko adakojache endro na Sompa sports life adakojache na mo mame the Lord of the Green Turf na chese Lord Opokunti Mr. Samuel Opokunti mo mame yes safu mo be yi fixtures na free so that be munin kama me Opokunti video no ebra legend the last time Asante Kotoko eje CAF Champions League and after so the last time Ghana yeje they say African Cup of Nations ninjina now part yes into the Lord of the Green Turf yes and opening endra wawremu adakojache no na obaye no ono nso ebehia team no kama ntino Lord na ene na madakojache a omumanitani nyina ya head of Aduana Stars game bas na friends mo ma me video na mudi nkan play no yes na yen hwade nso ho yes enti ubetimi zoom in kakra na endra yes ohwe players ni ye training wie no and Lord Opokunti and afin so George Kennedy ɛna afei nso papa ye frɛ no Nana Pinkra kontomponi afɛri ɛndra ɔmo hyia amranteɛ no ɛne ɔmo edidi nkɔmɔ onim sɛ sisi a George Kennedy ɔno ɛna yɛ president ɛde ma ɛyɛ Asante Kɔrɔkɔ legends no ɛnso ɛhɔ nti ɛndra ɔmo hyia ɔmo ɛne ɔmo didi nkɔmɔ na players a ɛndra ɔmo timi yɛ training no for the first time Asante Kɔrɔkɔ goalkeeping department manhu goalkeeper baako ɛwɔ training grounds ɛyɛ ɛndra Benjamin Chum ɛndra wantimi ɛne team no anye training na 3 goalkeepers no na ɛyɛ Frederick Asare Muhammad Kamara ɛna afenso Fatao Seidu omo any 3 goalkeepers no defenders no Samba ɛyɛ full training sanso na Daniel Adrain Ejete afenso Patrick Esiedu enso ɛyɛ full training ɛwɔ Henry Kwame Ensu ɛne Michael Sefa omo nyina ɛyɛ training Lord Amwa once again went me and training with the team ɛkyɛ sɛ game no wɔyɛ out Joseph Ablo enso ɛntimi and training with the team ɛkyɛ sɛ ɔno nso ɛyɛ out ɛna afenso Kwesi Asante and so and training with the team or also ye out. And these are the 3 defenders Echina Kotoko supporters more expect you son say Endra or when you want me and you training on by a normal titiwasana team the point on Mukwe. Midfielders, you know, Justice Blay a full training and a so a branty freno a somewhat tinedu and so a full training and Michael Che Jamina and so a full training. Andrews in team menu a training by when you're training. 30 minutes to full time and a branty no and so a quarter chain and after Emmanuel entry on also anya full training a do baby a car by 15 minutes on also a free I go permanent so kwaji treatment a year team doctors and so wingers attackers every chamber for and so a full training Fernando Wisdom Bassi a full training after Albert Amwa a full training Samson Eduku a full training and after so Kwame Poku Beye any Baba Yaya omunyina a full training and so Edema Kumase Asante Kɔrɔkɔ Isaac Minta Endra ononso anye training amfa ma Asante Kɔrɔkɔ Peter Akwa Amidu and so entimi anye training amfa ma Kumase Asante Kɔrɔkɔ ntino already we normal kona yekuta coach Zito ne lineup echina odibo game by yen drop it for security reasons intino ye fan tudwa ema aduana for no muti omonko ye jirigogo bia nemo no endra ye po training na sompa sports yekuta coach Karim Zito ne lineup echina odibo against aduana stars na momma me George Kennedy endra onim nante ni share na omuye meeting we na ebusan say opani nanse ya ene ye ja coach kwan na timing ne kra no na eye papa na ye ntie George Kennedy.
Well, anyway, Michia, TF4 and F4. Question I will be saying say, coach ne a corona, a good timing and I say a bad timing. Kotoko de Bibia, a beya de Kotoko, a becon and Nimadinko Swabano, as I say, irrespective of the timing. See, you feel say, and none a day kunim dear Baba, Nakotoko Befan and to my pie Friday. There's no any right time. And don't I think management has taken the right decision at the right time. But we are praying that decision will bring results. That results and never my decision here taken it was the right time and I said the right time. So for me being a legend and a Kotoko sympathizer
George Kennedy or no president enema Asante Kɔrɔkɔ old footballers and asset legends was signed so abe management member and a born now so or signed so a bobby and a ochem dia Asante Kɔrɔkɔ the time in bia ni baby ebre bia ye henu adwuma so nia ye betimi agye afru nsem na ye busa ne say opani Kɔrɔkɔ fo di daso akuta double ni mo eni daso ho
yes, you know, the change of coach happening and your fancy your fancy. They determine say it's possible to be now in trouble. Your fancy together.
Okay, enti eno George Kennedy and the San 72 just see double ne de and that's so now okọ na ebusa nse opani na ndu akra no e de na de mbe play training ground so no se o mo legends enti no edru ba bia de ACC wokotoko nyina ebi asi pen ti na ese obo betum round tenefo na omo kakai omo say nye the first time Asante Kotoko team no eno ma bi say AC
go back, young thing actually say, never been a year, idea for you, and your man back, been a year, idea for you. So if there will be a refrain one, then by say a back I woman, I can't say, Kotoko, your slogan and your slogan to come up to my back. You may go down, but you have to come up.
Entino legends na akasa wie dia na chese eno ano no Asante Kotoko slogan no eye ukuma pema apembeba entino mo yese ombe kai kamrante ne se the mo form empre dukura yese mo sole esanse Kotoko team no eye big team enso eho na technical director Edema Kumasi Asante Kotoko eno no yese hwe chire as a head coach Edema Kumasi Asante Kotoko eye Abdul Karim Zito ono nso legend ye pa na odin sem kakra tudwa na we no odima Asante Kotoko supporters no say Asante Kotoko supporters no muntie nsem we
they should come. I don't know achianzo ya mui woman with them and a beba so when they almost giants is not the right thing. Please uko Europe na uko African Arab from na omo hwe game kura o omo say ye better go as an kura be say one ache because of the love they have for it. And I also say omo ye reluctant to come and watch game. You understand me? They should come.
Entino Karim Zito echemu padi esemu banendra yebo CAF Champions League ohe Ali ni Sanders game ya supporters do mu hwebo ni bio omu de omu ye dede because omu do omu club no ekoyo ankoyo omu ba enti sa na ese Kotoko supporters no enso ye ne wie ya na former secretary chairman obe secretary say openi gina ho supporters ni ebeba o ni ebeba wa bra team no e performing
ye Kotoko supporters no omu jiro omu ho a ye beba now no nke ni kwa say yes sir Libya mekasa wo hwe western football na team a wo rekwa park yema ba ye ya hantisa the nipa ba park no anya ne satisfaction na wo china wo ma wo ba na game na anya ne fa wo china wo nya de o ma no matter what the to go mo ka chairman mo ka me ye ba na ma say gu ye ni ma say na ya sa ti ada enti park ya ye kase de bi ni pamra no support players no so was mutimi pressure yen was mutimi me ina satisfaction
eno obe secretary former secretary chairman and this seminar to join say supporters ne de omo ba no wini na omo ba number tete to de omo mba o omo nye Ali supporters and omo nye Sandan supporters omo ye Kotoko supporters omo here resource de bia eno enso obe secretary nsema ono nso etimi ede atudwa na ye to ansam ne so ahu ma min free Ghana Premier League na mi wuramu ewo Ghana Football Association kakra mumma me CAF president yes Dr. Patrick Mosepi say wabe piemu o Ghana yes one they say Mr. Ketias Okreku president for Ghana Football Association and also so CAF executive member enti Andrea anopeya o machin na openia ba be dukromia na eniswade hunu no mienu CAF executive meeting ebeba so na omu wia omawuramu ewo University Sports Stadium Legon na hono na de say African school game championship na ekoso and then na finals no enso baso enti no is a president ono ani initiative and o de benti na is a finals na baso no eso timi ba na obetena stadium no he enkwada na enya mfinhia edunum no bo a omo nso etimi airborne aha enti endra semi finals no results no Ghana yentimi emema no de yentimi anko finals no Tanzania etwa ekaba ko yentimi anti na mo mema wa no and the defending champion South Africa for na trophy kutomo and endra yemeba we said there be abakrom ya de ese trophy ne kai ya twa mo 3-2 kama na omumma me ajara goal no answer mumma me ajara captain for U15 girls no mumma me ni goal no endra ababa wa ni goal bi akwada wonya mfinhia dunum yes safu be yi flyer na free so yes hwebe bia born dan sinko mo hwebe bia bonda yes oba onya bema o ye friend Hajara Adams ena endra otimi gina ho peja ball no na ababa wa ne she fantastic goal na omumma me omuwie no celebration ne kakra omumma me enkwada ne celebration no endra omoje omani pa ti safo be keka no na omo de celebration no enso amaye abra omo she goal ni wie ya ye wie akanse no omo twa South Africa ekamiensa omo nso etimi atimu mienu no na chese omoji omani kakra entino yes and na endra na omo buy am say yes win na chese finals na no makono na ade se ni jesem omo ni Uganda ene bebo finals no ene omo ni Uganda ne bebo finals no na yema onsa mame Hajara endra owie no eno say no mame ensa pe eno omo di call game nim na yentie no mame ensa kro na endra omo di call game nim mo win yen.
But we all we stood together. We were playing with 3 words. That is determination, hard work, and discipline. So through these 3 things, that we were able to come out with that good grade.
No, Osahima, Hajara Adams, Osi Norma Miensa pe, determination, discipline, hard work, and the real game. Tonight be bien we bet me stop you almost say finance no omonso ebe container ye be say we Ghana ni anu abompaya man kwadaya omunya mfinhia edunum no say be ya trophy na member ne de omantimi ankeka omo na maba wa na gi na chesa e balance na ye wie no na member no head coach Kwaku Danso e was open here day no say very bad pass say ye bo no kromia na ye ma Tanzania a say ye kaba kwa ye ntimi anko finance.
And it hasn't happened to our team. So we move on from that. I've told them we have another match to play. That's the 3rd place. So they should psych themselves up. And it happened in football. So it happens. So this is happening. And from here, I'm going to talk to them. And I think they'll be ready for the next match.
Which last one?
It was very bad. And it hasn't happened to our team. So we move on from that. I've told them we have another match to play. That's the 3rd place.
Entino, Kwaku Danso head coach, Edema Ghana U15 team no. Na chese ndra ohe na nima na chese we disappointed pa. Nanka mo he so betime remo finals. Eno enso ehonti na omo so be 3rd place game enso ehonti na na he say bia ya ntimi anko finals die. 3rd kra na dia pepa ya niwa ni so na yemma me sports and recreation minister Kofi Adams osanso mrashe bedwani na endra wakoshia oni abedi ayu peli say legend yes osisisi ano he's the legend of the game entiness otimi hia no na oni ni din komo kwan a ye befa so ama Ghana football no etimi ayeye na bibia akọ kama entino eno na say minister ene abedi ayu peli enso etimi akoshi akama nti omohia say ne de legend the ideas a ebebo ama Ghana football no ebeye nyina de be minister nti efri na de kwedie after this meeting mo hwe say Ghana football no ensacha ye bebre bebam both local league no Blasters any juvenile teams ni nyina ensacha ye bebam enye say ye bo Blasters show mu Jesse we na enkwada ne nso akɔhye Jesse we wa bra ya change jersey no nti no abedi akohia de bibia enso ebetimi aye kama enti no yewie ne sa no yenko Ghana Premier League nim na yentietie coaches ne nsem bia omode etimi atutu dwa mo mame head coach Edema Heart of Lions coach Bashir Hayford na yenin komo enti no Bashir Hayford edikan no or they atuja say omo prepare for matches in the pant in preparation no ekoyi Edemom.
Well, it's normal. The way we prepare for the matches are the same way we are preparing. This time round, we have asked the boys to rest a little until we are all back with full swing, and then we are preparing for the Sunday's match.
Head coach Bashir Hayford on the head coach Edema Heart of Lions. Na say Heart of Lions also pet trophy na dio. Bashir Hayford also omu. Ombe wini trophy no. Omu nya ombe je pa.
We want to win because the matches left, we have 2 away, 3 away matches, and so we have to make sure we get some points because the life at the top there is not easy. So far, where we have reached is not bad, but still we want to strive up and go up again. And so it is not over until it is over. Expecting me.
Enti eno head coach Edema Heart of Lions and de sansem no enso etudwa no na yewie no ene yewura mu enso ewo media ma aswe head coach Ibrahim Tanko ene omunso ene Young Apostles game no ebeba so eno se ne mrante ne de omaye ready kra omaye ready se ne ombetwa ye Young Apostles mu.
And we have our next game, home game, I think, and this is what we have to concentrate on. And I'm sure that the boys are ready to deliver.
Entino eno head coach Edema Heart of Lions Mesro Mediama Ibrahim Tanko ene de sansem no enso etudwa no na Vision FC enso ene Gold Stars ene bebo assistant coach Edema Vision Hamza Oben ono nso ede nsem sei etudwa
on the table of which they are aiming to win the league, and also we are also planning very well to sustain our position, which is being in the league. It's a very tough match, and this week we've been training hard, and the intensity of training too is very high, and I believe in my guys, whatever they are being taught at training, they are adhering to it, and hopefully we are going to take the maximum 3 points. That's the immediate thing for now. Well, I think
enti eno assistant coach Edema Vision FC Hamza Oben and what is sansem ni tudwa ahead of game and omun echina omni Gold Stars and so everybody we no and assistant coach Edema Gold Stars or no so Gordon Abrode and so ede ensem and so etudwa o say omudi on matches no bon match after match enti no edru we so ye be hwede besi
we say they can run charity for nyana and I support us nasi or support on the Taichi. Say the next game a vision game na yeah at Gold Stars it take match after match. This year we see any Vision FC Sunday come Sunday no. They are prepared enough for you know, and say they call all out for 3 maximum points.
Enti eno assistant coach Edema Bebiani Gold Stars going abroad the champion and so eno no and also ere sansem ne tudani we no and the captain Vincent Atenga yebusan say now cry Vision players no unimo ma ukohia omo
no. Well, some players be no like minimum share than I say team no share which is first round. So I think they're going to this game. You see, world prepared, now world motivated. You see, because we're going for that away game. The Kwambia says, "Say to me, good results are ready. We're back to."
Eno Vincent Atenga on captain Edema Bebiani Gold Stars. Or say Vision players in the first round. Oshia or Moni bin so Shia Ghana Premier League to Momo Pa. Na W.O. Tando. Aye, man, with the Okan once a man. Oshia Kotokwenya Gro. Assistant coach for Adriana Stars. W.O. Tando. ɔno nso ɛde atudwa sɛ ɔmo prepare yie na kotoko yɛ big wɔ kurom ya kotoko yɛ ka Kumasi Asante Kotoko yɛ big club nti wo be hia na one prepare ya waso be hye
ahobade ya yebi efisɛ game na da yɛ nim na ikwakobo no enye ahodjuso enyina nim sɛ kotoko yɛ team kɛse eduana nso yɛ team a wapagya no ho wɔ man mu obi anim sɛ yɛ keka teams miensa kra yɛ team de ne ka ho yɛ ka enum a yɛ de eduana ka ho enti da ahobade ya yebi yɛ ni injuries ana yɛ niji no yɛ wɔ ha first round no kotoko be hye 2 nti ahoboa a yɛ de kwakɔ hwɛ sɛ ɛsɛ yɛ di ho sɛ na second round yɛ ne sɛ teams a yɛ lusu mo bia no ebe nya yɛ ho na toto nyama yɛ yɛ pagya yɛ ho na yɛ team ne fi bebe a ɛwɔ no ɛne ti
eno wo Tando assistant coach Edema Adriana Stars and Eddie Sansem no enso etudwa ntu tie nsem no omo aka na omo ye ready se kire omo behia kotoko pantu ye kotoko supporter na wo tena fie na eno ma nkoye na begina be eta yini dia ko stadium ho mo na wo ta team na chi no mo na omo wini match enso ewo ho na Kasi Mingi Okanse eye head coach Edema Nations FC omo nso ewuramu ewo eye Brekum na omni Brekum Chelsea eri akobo na ebisa say coach mo ko Brekum no na some mo nim ye record away matches ye nim bochen team bia o Ghana Premier League.
That tells us our away performance is good, so I think we're going to play and when we go to the way we've been playing and achieving results, we're going to do the same thing at Brekum.
Eno head coach Edema Nations FC Kasi Mingi Okanse and Eddie Sansem ni tudwa ni ewusa no say coach is a Ghana Premier League no among for the more Bible room say title mo ji o na mo ye focus and no say yes we are focused.
No, normally where we are getting closer to the end of normally when it happens like that, the competition become very keen, so you don't need to lose focus on whatever you are doing. We are very focused on whatever we are doing.
Anti head coach Edema Nations FC Kasi Mingi Okanse and Otenin Kano Cinco. On say Ghana Premier League no edru so dia. Eya na manfo bi ka say nsɛmtwerɛ for kra ne ma Ghana football ne nyɛ de. Ene ma Ghana League na ntimeja me time ni bi. Me de ma yeni aye papa apostle. Ene prince mo say omumfa nwuram Ghana Premier League no. Dr. Meso Prince wa be krom ya die na chese onim say Ghana football bibia ye ya wie. As a president of CAF edu krom ya dia. Say bibia be koye. Na a legend Abedi Ayu Pele enso akoshia sports minister recreation. That's a football ye wie. Ye de boba baako akunuma mienu. Eti ko me time aka nyina. Me de ama Philip
Orlando ye da se pa. Say Prince Shasia mai.
Say or the boba baako be kunuma mienu. Anhwe aboba ne kro to kure nuru soro na akoba anu ma no. Orlando Friday. Openyi ohun ade a Jonathan Sowa e Tanzanian league ni mu. I think this guy really needs to be talked about. And then mini paba ku din komo. Sisi amino kasa kwa ibusu aye kasa. And no ubusa me. I say oh you worried about how ye league no. You see market no. Because unse just like we are saying. I don't mami nyusu di etwem because me pese me ye di enyamaye. Talking about the Vinu Good Stars, or had the kind of performance or modern nations players, especially Charity, where performance or modern ma. The projection right now is next season they wouldn't be playing in the Ghana Premier League. You better job more fine, you better Marco outside. But the bigger question here, na only meeting come no busam once and I don't know boys no we league anymore. Yet me can once and bohu de wure hu de bebre and near more crime among blasters near body, especially Swahili Ibrahim Moru and Ghana Premier League. Yes, how you see can once and say o deserve blasters. You will be to say Richard Boadu Agadas, Richmond Lamptey, even Emmanuel Kayeke. But all these players know the bigger question here and they say, why is it said the moment or move free Ghana Premier League anymore? I don't want to disrespect the league, but once the moment or move free Ghana Premier League, no, the mentality and the notion is o free a league ni ma ko league kasiye mu akobo game ba team aye papa so eso sen ye de na e wa ha no on the match no enti o free ye de o wa ha say no ye ma o that kind of me can say boost and morale peju o say the blasters na ko eso mutimi ko bobi but why is it say o free a league ni no mo outside I suspected of everyone say me can say the notion behind it na so o mo ko bigger clubs no o munya kwa ye hwehwe o machi akwan bi on the question na e wo honum sisi no omukọ the so called bigger clubs e wo Africa say no outside the Ghana Premier League na ye hwehwe o machi akwan ye mba omudi kura biu sisi ame no ka say on say Pfizer chewete on the way ni din asi ahyeta wo country ni mu obi ebo ni din the performance wo dem ma but ye mu say when you put Pfizer chewete and then Abrante friend Jonathan Sowa on the same scale when the baby kese you get a point I'm making here. Oko Tanzania Singida Blasters, though it is true on form league table nentoso, though it is true omo nye the toppest team e wo honom omo toppest team on omo nka ho ubenya young African Simba Azam Ansana Singida no de atos Ansana Singida Blasters naba but oko omo league ni mu nso a omo pe and also more competing for the top goal scorers, no. Abrante friend Jonathan so or just 3 goals away. What's 10 goals for Singida Blasters as we speak? And we call and as we keep saying, say Tanzanian league says so much surpassing the Ghana Premier League. But why is it said these things keep happening? I say the concern me who say you can't want to be brisa. Ye players no omoji din wo ha say near ton musika kese no obokope near ja omo nyina actually like a ja omo chidi and I think say a very worrisome situation. We really need to be looking at it. Adia Jonathan so we at least or 26 years. So 9th January 2000 26 years and the kutano at least or age on the side
very young.
Very young.
26 years.
I said, wow, you said 26. But a very good age. A very good age. And why are we not looking at such players? No, Ibrahim Moro is away. Keke, Emmanuel Keke, what Ghana Premier League. Let's look at how I know he performing. But free Ghana Premier League away. Richmond Lamptey away. Agadas away. Even a free band here more way. Look at the prospect of free band the free. Ghana Premier League ni acquire. You get the point I'm making here. He see Okopima, FC Sheriff Tiraspol. Onfa Nana Kwamboache. Or made into so. Moldova League, no. Let's not forget the Honum Nya Ado. Emanebebo Ghana, the Blasters of Ghana, no. Only say every consecutive week. Team of the week, no. Abrante FN Nana Kwamboache count. Or a Ghanaian. A young boy. Time another monofair. The boys Neje, the All African Games for Ghana has say, no. The best defender, I know what team in him. Nana Kwamboache. And Nigeria free, so when your chance, Ghana Blasters, why are we not looking at this prospects now? Nigeria free in Kwao. On said more a lot of players, even Hafiz, Aziz, rather. No munina kahubia, no more performance this way. But I dear about Koyana de Piana, and I make the moment a player be free Ghana ha kono. Say one ko Piemu our top notch European club here, ni dine baba na see a job masauram. But this is not how other countries near no. They make sure say they keep tabs on their players. Omo so omo ye prospect for the national team. No, they keep tabs on them. But yeah, the enye bibisa. Nana Kwamboache day in day out. Jonathan so a day in day out up here for me. But omo nyina ni din ayira ye mo omo din. And I think say worrisome situation na. Say ye ma the ubono wo honom ne kwaso kese. And empanyifo no we know so omo ya aware. So they should just keep an eye on all these things, no. Now, Ghana Premier League, Openyi, the last time I said it here, said the race, in a way, a 2-horse race. A Bibianu Gold Stars Nations. Let's not forget, Heart of Lions Dechri, Kotoko Dechri, and the last time, just like I was saying, the hope is still there. Heart of Lions, Ebet Miaje, Kotoko Bet Miaje. It is not over yet. Because the Ghana Premier League, look, Emperor do say who said Team Biabo 5 consecutive games are winning now continuously. and Pendodo say ni Bumbu league anymore. You get the point I'm making here. So the hope there right now is say a league na ye bono. Obi ntimi winning to also 3, 4, 5, 6. Ahead then obe lusu, ahead then obe draw. Around bare 6 games. Almost wa draw bare 3. Now or drop points. And see all these 8 teams there they know say BBN Gold Stars are more in flying colors. But yet it is Ghana Premier League that we are talking about. A lose bet me aba, a draw bet me aba. Teams no DH no obo no home modern kakra. No so anko for there's a chance for them. But with all these things said, open you can no quench who Gold Stars. So be catcher or say Gold Stars budget Ghana Premier League now. I think that with everything said, you don't have to doubt Nipa Chrono. And with the performance they are giving, whether away, whether home, whether how BBN Gold Stars, it's me taking some points out of some grounds near some places. Especially, omu games are Canada. Our 3 home games are bebo. And BBN Gold Stars, as we speak right now, baby, the 3 home games, no, you can convincingly say, some bet me all the maximum 9 points from those games because I'm Karela Bebo. No disrespect to Kotoko. Omone Kotoko Bebo, and with the performance Kotoko is giving. And yen do honum dear. We don't know. The next 2 games bet me as a the dynamics of the Ghana Premier League. But as we speak now, Omone Kotoko game no almost able no fear or dance park no. Everyone, even Kotoko fans are very much aware. Say there some bet me a fair drumpo. Intinya me na me can the Gold Stars. I feel Gold Stars beat me up that 3 points and the last game against Accra Lions. 3 points that honum dem more. And then the away games no and on be making sure say that is where draws nene sa lose ne ebet me abam. But they will make sure they will navigate their way around these games. Because as a games if they really want to win and as get proper results in those games they can do it against Visions. If BBN Gold Stars really want something good out of this league now, they can navigate at least a draw. At least a draw. For BBN Gold Stars, we'll do the magic for them. And in Swatre game, then they say, and we all know what is in there. And Ombeko Bekum Chelsea. Bekum Chelsea, so we know, say, some years back, and a fortress, and Komoko on Mkobian, so Bekum Chelsea, they all call on man, they lose never. But in recent times, yes, and it's here. And BBN Gold Stars with the form that they are having. At least if they get a draw, Visions no munya draw Brukuma. Believe you me, the 3 games they will feel no mu in Ghana Premier League no bet me aje. Because it is not guaranteed. Say nations so bet me winning the games ni na atwaso. There is no guarantee because it's Ghana Premier League that we are talking about. Nations beko Brukum Chelsea. Just like BBN Gold Stars beko hono. And if BBN Gold Stars na me predict say omu at least konya draw hono ma. Do you think say nations so bet me akwa win na it will also be in that same bracket na. And BBN Gold Stars and me akwa win na it will also be difficult for nations so akwa win hono. Let's not forget Ovia Obaba Accra Lions at least with that one obo ofie a cheap game for them Obeko Legon Cities. I don't see how Legon Cities right now no their performance, but the dynamics of Ghana Premier League. No, say I had to do it here. Make us na massage break because dynamics of Ghana Premier League game I wouldn't say already dear. Eko bi no be kona akwa dane because anka sorry nations any Legon Cities at this point in time nke straight away or kwa away or kwa win. But the dynamics of Ghana Premier League and I am never semba ho. Omone summer test bet ne fiabo or maybe Holy Stars and then the last game will be against Heart of Lions. That is where I feel say BBN Gold Stars or that advantage no because against Heart of Lions soon him so J League ne. And that time no so not BBN Gold Stars ne Accra Lions nebo. So just put it in bracket and see. The last game no ebe 2 teams no mo that BBN Gold Stars e chi na ekọ crash. And they drew on a point near tighter. Do you think say Heart of Lions? Ebet no nations are fan falana. No. But at that same time, no, never be any Gold Stars so about Accra Lions. So for me, I think say the Ghana Premier League dynamics ne aye bebre. And Swara as a week be a balance na and society we are just hoping. We are just hoping. Say how our league this equal it will continue this way because me with the performance and the effort BBN Gold Stars put into this season no. I wouldn't be surprised if they win it, and I would even be happy for them. Oman invest a lot. And over the years, clubs will invest on one edge. We saw BBN Mediama do it. We saw Samates do it. Why not BBN Gold Stars or even Nations FC? So for me, I think this is the dynamics of that one. But some me womrena kakra say very good. Man same way. You see, the protocol and the supporters stadium attendance issues no. When you are here, na kano akwa bibia ho no mo. You must see na me no ka say. Look, let me put myself as a typical example. Let's call a spade a spade. A fact and I may be come wasem. Me and Century, me a Ghana ni. I know said the Ghana Premier League must be a priority for me because I had near me for Ghana. Bibi pa ekos wo Ghana Premier League ni ma me in the long run e be kwa ba affect me. Me nya so mfaso ni bi. Be ye mo se wo se Copa del Rey wo honom. Final El Clasico wo honom. Let's be realistic. Let's put every sentiment aside. Copa del Rey final wo ho. Na Ghana Premier League ni league na ebon the way yes ye no. With the attraction and everything, the player quality, the refereeing indecisions, any stadium make us say safety measures are day in day out. No, do you think say Copa del Rey or Honma met me at the comfortability of my home? Actually, game nibia. Me sorry say me kwa stadium akwa share. Excuse me to we kwa ni kwa say me club biadin. Any Ghana Premier League game ebe koswana. What a point na me making us because Copa del Rey no to wa ofie ubenya bia hwe and you witness a very good football unlike here dear no o park na o krasa o akoshe hwan. What is the motive in your head say o dey cost stadium any apostle din komo okeka kan sembi unim mitimi no di na me hwe ne din am say menya na nka those days na nka mu hobby because it seems like ka say na odisan komo na ya me say me dey ma miss out on the name bebree. And a very bad do. As my miss, as a me cry the Ghana League no may enjoy be. Because those days we see a play ready near kind of talent and the potential and near man note me on the field. Fans ate me cast walk stadium because of one particular player.
Now go go.
Open menu masemetiana.
Oh, that be some na go boze kwambe. He's a key player.
Okay.
And yani level
I agree.
So you go and watch him.
I agree with you. But once me make a point.
Yeah.
I'm making a point here. And you do baby I am the mood no. And now the be and right now it seems like I say a Copa number basis in your league what the rule and you say the effort we are putting in there is not good. And besides the quality that we are getting from the effort we are putting in there no is it at par. Won't be a match. So for me, I think we have a very long way to go.
Okay, Philip.
Especially with the big clubs now, I say now, your man and say, make the right decisions with Kotoko, and it has to focus. Is the teams I may refer to. The moment they decide some better back on the right track now, and the bit me all the because Kotoko and has to focus rise it up. No money any other team be a kwakoba. The momentum will be massive than the TSC here. So for me, I think we really have a long way to go, but we can do it though.
Okay, Philip. So we a company. Now say omo serve aduane ema wo. And say omo ma wo constantly omo ma wo aduane. Na aduane no omo de ma wo one wo do sikatua. Constantly no mo ampesi na wo ka kire ni baro aduane say. And no person will differ. What do you expect a person to do? Nimper no supply no. Una who demand it. The all supply in a soap before. No what the ampesi na sign qua. We are sure says ka ubetia. We are sure ubetia. Yes. Make us ask some years because of the stadium attendance. Reason why at Siako Fem. Those were the times and gone are the days. Mary Edmond Copson. Mary Charles Salote. Mary Joe Famille. Mary Emmanuel Jogu, Mary Kenneth Sapon, our crowds of folk. They were quality and top. Players now are born mudino. Bra, me sure say in our time, you will be your league. Everything there is, everything. I did be a here of football more. Nurse over here in the Ghana Premier. That is, as over here, approach. No, when you be our Ghana. But now some demands in Africa, and on a pay about your bedroom, na your apostle office. In Koma Yedi na CAF Champions League. Bra, born or more than no shoe. Sabo we are move way, and you're gonna ever could be no, and as a gonna ever qua, you ever cross a year cobo, edu semi final near the Adiano. It may take years. But those were the times and gone are the days. Bra, our Emmanuel Sekufo and Ishmaelado were competing. Africa. Omono no mo ball Europe no. They were not better than Emmanuel Sekufo and Ishmaelado. Those na no mo ball Europe no were not better than Emmanuel Sekufo and Ishmaelado. Edmond Copson, bra, oye adwuma eso mre, asa ponko no. Oye adwuma no mbre, Jensen. Na Jensen gina midfield na so obu nwe na mawa. You have no idea. But now so quality no wine. You see, stadium attendance in DP because one, the kind of ball na pese ko hwe yete heart of folk, yete kotoko, the kind of ball na pese ko stadium ye ko hwe no, the players are not giving us quality no at DP. That is one. Now two, clubs ni bebre so enyo mo nyoma yie. Our websites are not up to speed. Me per club be information. Nam pesa me call website. And then we are in a technological advancement that is world. The world is evolving. Into me per anything Kumasi Asante Godokwa. Me kwa Asante Godokwa, I should have them. Me kwa Atofok, I should have them. Adriana Stars, Baseke Holy Stars, I should have them. But here is the case. Player now, and scouts now, all best scouts say, about for players now call Europe. Why was so person ton players in Yeska? Scouts no best scouts players no, any on money ako Europe no. And yet necessarily say o to quite fi Europe. Eba Ghana answer with me abe monitor players of Asante Kodoko. And you know technology advancing. But those times that technology no advancing you know. Players no ball and you hear ball. Ball na don botany chance tell am ball chrome ha no. Bra and then ye hu bi. Instead na demands no. So they make any what you say. I'm a demand. They say me pay full. So what bram and pay. So what do you think I will still pay for it? I don't say for now no crown. Menya side menya obi cross so be aduane ama minti. For now I'm big more crowd they men supply me anything. So that I keep my money. Instead the best thing is that I do weekends now. Instead of me go to the stadium so me go hear ball. No mess if I tune me TV. Me quality football. Idea cost no. It is very simple. Prince was making allusion to say weekend and I said nay there is the Classico, the Copa del Rey Classico, and I want the Copa del Rey Classico. And then I will play football ma wunya in this game. But those times I can tell you and bet you, say Kodokwane has been more those quality. Mary Heart of Folk Esperance in the year 2000. Bra, you have no idea. Born on a Heart of Folk Esperance, born on no shit. The year 2000, how many years ago? 25 years ago, as some Namiti Eken. Maybe, that is how to folk in Esperance. Maybe how to folk in Jendiak. The quality then, any quality is the same. At DP.
And the better than
I say, I'm interested in Winnie. Sometimes, no better no blame media and say, I say, I can't foreign sports in the brain. And yes, sir, we serve what the demand the amount for demanding is what we serve.
And is that quality better than you?
You bet me your quality now. One, quality no standards are dropping in our coaching so a factor. At a point in time, we had plethora of coaches. And you know, you need that type of coaches. At a point in time, now coaches are no we are shining beacon. Who say yes, these are top coaches. But then swear, what are we seeing? And no member TV so I can bro for me brain. A corporation so 30 minutes credit team na break. O we are no now from being a boy na when the yes say na the psychomotor skill was over and bro for kasiye. But those were the times bra and your bro fu on the field business. Don't bote the car say in the prime no better than Cristiano Ronaldo. People were arguing because of my red don't bote. Yes. People were just arguing don't bote Bernard Dombote, you have no idea.
So is it true? What is it true?
What say?
Is it true that he was better than
Ronaldo? I say in his prime.
Bernardo
in his prime.
Was a man for
in his prime. In his prime, Bernardo was a good.
I know say he was. So who say a man for doubt? I'm say wow.
No, make us more more doubt.
So who here no?
And I agree.
Is he right?
I agree.
So
Bernardo was a top footballer.
So than Ronaldo.
Where do you see in his prime? No?
Yeah.
No, a top player than Ronaldo. Yes.
But
Ronaldo, no, maybe a consistency.
Okay.
And I enter, sir. Ronaldo has been consistent for God knows how many years.
You see, I was say a man for doubt because they did not get the chance to.
That is why I alluded. Me alluded here.
Yeah.
In quotes, in brackets.
Yeah.
Say, or more man no a doubt.
So who share no?
Measure don't
into one yard.
Oh yes.
So or better than Ronaldo.
Bernardo Mbote in his prime. Okay. Speak.
Yes, and better we are explicit because you had a chance to watch him.
Yes.
How more unhend there? What's it is because we went to marry in terms of no. One in a yard drain.
Many Bernardo Mbote.
So he was better than Ronaldo.
Yes.
Then let's move on.
Yes. You see, football of yesterday, football of today, no.
Yeah.
You can see the scenes in your so I see a difference in the definitely. But then, no, you don't downplay qualities of certain players because of their consistency levels. Obviously, Ronaldo, he's been very consistent for God knows how many years. Into you downplay no any.
One thing is also in such instances, not talent, not them, and so into play. Not talent, not them, into play because let's pick someone like James Milner. James Milner has been consistent for so many years. Who names have to know who's about James Milner or Brighton and Hove Albion. But if you pick James Milner, now for a bit say Eden Hazard. If all compom be no be catch or say James Milner near why year consistent I did trophies with big teams near there over years. But all the honest Hazard no now besides me and one talented. Hazard spent 3 years or that kind of talent in the prime. Everyone will pick Salah in the prime more than James Milner or Bema that consistency. But with his issue, no, maybe what issue problem on here. Ronaldo so no make say or not so that kind of talent.
Yeah.
And you say that I don't motive what talent no more than and Ronaldo talent now or no someone stay consistent or the consistency
and a longevity no bu okuro betima nya be 20 years but na achievement no of him obi betima achieve with less ebia 5 years and 6 years
Abelo aje Champions League Brazil Ronaldo aje Champions League
and they only depend on impact
na meba work longevity any the time frame Abelo Edge Champions League. Ronaldo and
longevity no.
Now on the Ghana Premier League. Gold Stars echo one of the venues sir. So we very careful. For now yet say praise Gold Stars they can win the league. Maybe for now they said BBA kono. BBA actually say omo no my favorites for the league. Young Caro Crunch. But now Vision FC for now near too safe in the league. Baby omo desesiano. Almost so ball for safety. Say omo ye catch so omo pray for safety now. Vision FC account omo pray they are not safe yet. And at this crucial moment in time, so we go against team already know all co-relegation you're very careful. Team other relegation that other red no no. And so you're very careful. So we share Accra Lions, we share Legon Cities more, you're very careful.
Okay.
Kodokwane Lions me be kan wo fia. That day na Lions share Kodokwa 3-0. Me kan wo fia. Me, I've always preached, Sakodoko are my favorite for the league. Say, no mean say sifam. And no credit back up. No canaya. Say, no, it is bra, Bibiansi. Now, guess what? Vision FC this time. On my last 5 games, no more winning 1 pay. Gold Stars in their last 5 games. On winning 4, LUC 1. The only loss was against Dreams FC. But the good news for Gold Stars, no say, Gold Stars were proper leaders. Somebody like Samuel Atakumi. They say, "Woke up goalkeeping charts now. He's competing." First, Chawata shall have goals. Samuel Atakumi has 10 goals in the Ghana Premier League. Now, aside that, no, Vincent Atinga didn't know who pay. We know everything in Ghana football. He's been with Accra to folk. He has captained SC Mediama. Mediama last 2 seasons no more Ghana Premier League. The captain was Vincent Atinga, and I think it was the best center back or share goals par in the Ghana Premier League. It was Vincent Atinga. And Vincent Atinga currently, on also a senior leader, Edema be any Gold Stars. into no baby odu ho with SC Media man and then so was saying do hope the same thing with the team baby any Gold Stars and they are playing against Vision FC. But Vision team no stage now omuwom sese no somebody like Emmanuel Akansase, Joshua Rule, Godfred Boachi, and Meshaka Jeti. Omo the danger players you downplay them and agro bedu.
Yo.
Bibiani Gold Stars, if they're able to go to that is Tema and beat that is Vision FC, then I think it is over.
Yo, it is
because
over.
Nations bought Brecum Chelsea and Brecum Chelsea. Me know in him say no one so player and also compete for the Ghana Premier League. For now, no, they are safe. Omono mathematically, you teams on Ghana Premier League. Mathematically, they are there, but then no. Likelihood no and yet too likely say Brecum Chelsea magic and now my nations no but beginning Gold Stars for now there I say pendulum now swing it by in their favor
Abazo
that's it Obin Secretary, I think that it's remark on the supporters Emba Stadium. The reason is unfortunate, and you're unfortunate because as he was a former regional circle chairman of Ashanti region, I expect with his experience and knowledge in the club, should rather be aiming to make sure any comments will be based on Niema he as experienced as he is Omo Sebi Omo Beye Abwa Amadarabi. You are a former regional chairman, so man Bobo Papa Yemba Sebi the way Pinikasa or the way Akolakasa. That is an unfortunate statement from him. He's a very good friend. But I mean, when it comes to such matters, I don't do good friends. That's not right. Listen, Niamuke, me TSD na Misri. And the dynamics, as listen, why? Dynamics, I Ghana. Dynamics. Raja Casablanca Stadium matches are filled. And now I saw Ali. Omo dynamics no Ghana and Kwana Zamiwa. The dynamics. A classico no, ye bobi a form jebi. Now, I mean, come on, please. Let's stop joking. Sometimes I get upset with all this thing. Let's stop joking. Look, me, during Raji's time, me need the late Kofi Poku. We led a Gaka tournament. A friend say, Sunyani, Liverpool vs Manchester United. We put together Adrian Asta Chelsea at a Coronation Park. It was full to Raptor. It's the same time. In fact, the meeting Blue Boy received the point of time now said no Blue Boy. You see, I like challenging things. Let's put it at the same time and let's see certain realities. Coronation Park was full to capacity to Raptors. Listen, your coin be a ye near maybe sebe obiani ni any dia. Se unnim hunim dia ye bisa yesuya. Yeah. Obin said in their time. Before him and now. Common registration of supporters has taken him more than 5 to 6 years. Common registration of supporters. That's how long. Now identification Ghana ID. Now your national ID, how long did it take for it to be done? Where your Kotoko supporters, that was a nationwide thing. Something as crucial and objectively saying, send a payer. When we have the data, you can use data for those of us who do sponsorship. For club, you need solid data. Because a mimi be mausika, I say me only pap to do a war. Send a payer, says Canaba, Nema Metono. Met me ideas, I want nipa 5 million grams, anytime be a 500,000 grams. And no idea you discuss even the terms because the numbers influence the terms. MTN had an issue on the same matter, on the same matter of the numbers. Because me or 10,000, me or 10 million, me away, it's about data, registered data. And you know, sorry, no, it's about data, it's serious business. They've not been able, if they were able to do that. And secondly, the contribution of the supporters was also a second objective. Some years, Kakadoko will be making more than $2 million or $1 million minimum every quarter. Now, on the issue about Yemba Stadium, it's because Kodoko is lazy in promoting matches. And no promoting matches, it's absolute laziness. Why? Is it the first time that we are having Kotoko play matches in this country? Why? The example, Dr. Kwamichi doing a CAF Confederation Cup with Nkana, and then friends Zesco. Oh, I had them. Stadium Yama. How are they doing it? I'm just on Dr. Kwamichi's recent exit from Godoka says get bought CAF Confederation. National Yama. How are they doing it? But you're quiet fast here. And I'm saying that the most important thing for the Godoka supporters front, which is very weak nowadays, is to sit down. Now bisa questions. Now penko forward him there to get them those advices. It's very important. The Godoka game of doing about the boy. Maybe so say how well has Godoka promoted this game? It's highly porous. Game we. How was the promotion? Promotion, is there even any promotion in the first place? So how do you have a situation where Nyama bebre wo nipa nenim like Prince and Philip Kane? But a DNT that SME Bese Misikaba Stadium. That it takes leadership of the club to do. It takes a lot of constant and consistent promotion with good teams. Every match be should have it along with a team. I bet driving curiosity to bring the people to the stadium. I don't know which of you watch Diego 4 Cup, Kotoko, Ashgood, or Kumasi. Which of you watch it? Which of you were at the stadium? None of you. Go and check the attendance. Go and check Kotoko Asek. Those are events that we organized. I was deeply involved. Go and check the attendance. But do you know Nyama Gomu? So I get upset because somebody said because I'm an event person. Yes. I am bufu when I hear this issue of attendance. Because Nyama or I saw here, yes, there is a FA part, it's true. Safety, security is very, very important. But club Nankasa, Ejuma Ben, and somewhere. They are not doing, they are lazy, like I said. They are lazy. Just talking. Talk is cheap. Work. It's not the first time I got Wabenya attendance. Work. The talk is becoming, everybody is talking in Kotoko. Cheap talk. Okay, Jumano, people must learn to work. The talk is cheap and the talk has not resulted in anything meaningful. Work, work, work. Do you know how many months it takes Raja and Ali supporter? Look, Ali was circuit. Raja was circuit. Work was circuit. Community BR, they have their leaders there. They work. They go down to homes and work. When you see the numbers, they think say being open. No, they work, they convince, they compel, they persuade. Juma nyakasa. All got about the leaders and a lot of them. It's cheap talk. They work, they don't do focal. If they do, it's little. So I don't expect him, who is a former regional chairman, to be speaking like this. I expect a nice supporter to speak like that, not a problem, but he should know better. Okay. Okay, Mate.
All right. Yamra Humanusuna T for some for my drink 0551 931 931 0551 931 931 0548 931 931 0551 931 931 0548 931 931 Momre na yeni enkomo ewo nkoma do ayedi odwumadi eji monso monfa madwen kire emra 0551931931 0551931931 0548931931 momre na yeni enkomo ewo nkoma do ayedi ehu okay 0548931931 0551931931 momre na yini enkomo. Hello. Yes sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
But your friend Charles. Me kasa fi chedi.
Okay, you.
Season. Me pesa ni bisa se asofo ni match ana.
Asofo nan komuni nsuatre man be boba because nsuatre fo na jale gine bonti. Has anya 3 points ni. Mbajo an.
Okay,
yo.
Okay,
yo, yes you that's it. Hello. Okay. Hello. Okay, 0551931931 0551931931 0548931931 momre na yeni nkomo okay. Hello. Okay. 0551931931 0551931931 0548931931 good morning. God come as win tomorrow match. Watching and listening inside the Pig Farm in Accra. And here Kofi Ajima black man message ni. Okay. Yegusu Jim Adwenchire 0551931931 0548931931 abosu yan twaso kakre na emza homano jiji kakre.
Okay, so minister said Oshia Bedipili. It's good to meet our Bedipili, but please, I know the Enyeshwe. No. Minimum Orlando Ghana football. No. There are more pressing and more serious issues the minister should be addressing. More pressing and more serious issues. First of all, it's about development of our football. It's key. Together with the FA, development is a major problem. In Ghana, we are not developing football. It's a major issue. How do we do that? From the what is the standard of the coast level now? How can the coast compete with academies? And then a technical requirement for someone to be a coast, say be coach. Your coast match square regionally. Why am I paying for my country? Say, are we having quality standard at that level? They show about academy. Are we having top academies in this country? What should be the requirement? The FA has it. But how are we implementing? The minister should have an interest. School sport, time in tea, school football. A major one. Colorado under 15 years, they are students. All of them. We've Coach Otia can test that way. We've not been able to sustain it very well. Emano. And they could be under 17 abanye. Emano a school. Very good. Memano the anyway. Your boy Superzone has no we enter school. What happens? Why muna omobe coaches are they make sure that we get your boy Ashanti region. Did we have Ashanti region top 20 or top 18 players? Did we have Cape Coast Central top 20 or no? Where is the plan? Ministry of Education and Sports and Recreation. Where is the plan? Where Minister Wejuma? The next generation of players, the technical development, Wejuma. If we have to go back to the issue about NSA also now, together with a friend saying, FA, having coaches like we used to have in the past, because you paid. We know on a Juma baby, and the only times about where they are paid by the then National Sports Council. Then they say, can we have something like that? Afibia, about inter-school, we should have about 120 players. After the 120 players, Yenka said, we are picking 40 for an academy. I have always proposed this over the last 2 decades. We should have a Northern National Academy and a Southern one. Players, your free schools, no more of the schools, can cry from, your friend is saying, coach in them because, and then no say, schools, any coaching, the way a coaching advancing, say player now coach who can cry anything, so betting him biasi. These are the things I want to hear from a sector minister. Don't come and tell me about meeting with people.
Okay, Apostle Dasepa, Auntie Yanko and Yanko Pimo Sompa 106.5 in Accra. Go for a prem to break as a bomb. But before you go for commercial break and Sunday, we are go for news at 12 Abramo. Yadia, Yakram.
Ghana, Muntie, near what channel. afedie LPA ohiani ahokyira no to atwa mega cash lucky box and ebe diwe hujuma where ye game wa ube diska instant cash prize for phone number short code *426*6# and no a peck and cry mega cash lucky box enya dem cross obeto dial short code *426*6# our all network follow prompt no na choose lucky box na resike hyem no ni nyina ya wodia we bet me the 500,000 Ghana cedis and 5 billion Siano sisa sanshi shey and elagiatum our Caritas lottery platform no so shaka kra ho
I love the colorful clothes she wears.
Enipa baako pɛ ɛna pamade ɛhyɛ wo a obia hyia wo a wɔsan hwɛ obie mu ɔnoa ne bafo polo no wasua nkasa ɛna ɔde nimdeɛ no nso yɛ adwuma ɛnti sɛ ɔdwi style ɛto hɔ a ɛda hɔ a na ɛhome bafo polo no ɔde Africa print textiles ɛna pam na deɛ bia ɛnti ɔpam Africa print polo shirts round neck shirts golf shirts v-neck shirts ɛne pii ɔpam atufoɔ betu kogu wɔn stores ɛne boutiques ɛnti sɛ wo so wonyɛ adwuma a betu bi kɔtɔn na ɔnte so ma churches, fan clubs, schools, unions, any equipia. Muhia dodono. Edema mu members no. Any mu students no. Mumra. Munso amope Friday wear. Edema mu workers. Bafu polo. Chem. Our gold package, a silver package, and a bronze. Or yet delivery. Eko mama fana bebia. Bafu polo ntade no so. Yeseko bebia. Na wapa mama. Any member nyina. Bafu polo. Ewo kumase ahinema kokobe. Santasi no buase kwane so. Telephone 0249 600-789 and 0599-899-919 and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and so you're at Bafu Polo. Me say, so one say Bafu Polo dia. Oh, and you know one say she.
Me fufuo 20 Ghana. Me pe fufuo ne nkwan kwa. Sisi a se ne Ghana akone de ye bo no 010. Me wanu ni. Telecel de. Yenim so bia ne ne ope. Enu nti ne ya made for me bundle. Ya data ne call packages are F4. Ne ya ma won kwa. Made for me bundles. Send you we need ho. But *530# na top made for me bundles. Sisi a.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes.
He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used,
the more money he makes.
Oh yes. So, what are you waiting for?
Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money.
Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
If I shop, I'm sure you'll bag.
Brother, and not so good.
Not tell me about Michelle and see you about Queen. Why you mean say?
Bra, said your time about Mister. It's your Jimmy me fearful. And you're about ever so.
Really, don't this offending now.
Bra, so me cousin me the time about Mister Juan Dancia. We are singing now about Timinka. It is some malaria. Where drawn the time about Mister?
And you know, dear, no more to want to meet any deal. What drawn the time about Mister? A drink and your ma or bar waffle through. Dear one mark for down for any aquada when you fear to me, and some of the time about Mr. Drabino. She's a walk hospital and answer lab. I'm what who said, oh, a 3-day malaria be answer.
I also time me a TIME. Time about Mister. I feel malaria fever the other is Ziba, a woman. Never trap. Ubenya be at all, over the counter medicine sellers. Any herbal shop to do a name. FDA AG a judging cratway at home.
Abusaka Kabi will have made out from Nara, who's a woman said. About Fraketua when you're 2 years, I can die. It's the African Spider-Man, I may have Fraketua him one any problem here. Get the big cost for Nuti coming when you go ready, won't be.
abofra but preoccuping the who's African Jack what about say abofra na we secret kura no anything Imboost herbal mixture and only me secret na dia na ye na me yetua na ma nkeka e wo fam ana police me di one dance tell me say menye na me nson hwe na me so hwe no a boosting immune system ama say me train na mente bre metimi di kama ama nkeka wo dwom so ekoso me kura so me ta yale ama mai latitude me nya ba ko enye je na koso hwe hey Spider-Man what are you doing fa me kura chen
Ubenya Imboost herbal mixture our pharmacy and also herbal shops. Apim for any kola umundi if you do mienu enom. FDA adjugade tatwe atu.
If you want better future, join Ghana Grows, cause our grit be the future. Join Ghana Grows, just be one for the culture. Join Ghana Grows, cause you do my day for Ghana. Join Ghana Grows, Ghana Grows.
Yomu, Pequia, who can first win Yajuma, and now up here Jumaqua, and for so was so, and walk here Jumam, any 80 vetimu and ya. Swana one, fastest and walk, Wabusia, and won't put a more assetemu. But star 718 star 50 hash, not that Kaho says, yeah. Ghana grows. Hop Day. Ghana Bros Jumedie, Mastercard Foundation, Miss Springboard Roadshow Foundation, Limehouse, Niwa Buafon a day bro.
Mamenche, time HH Heba Mr. Bina Unumi, and ya what dropa, a ya draw, a ya draw say, a manipedian quamwano enya wadding, na a quatia yare, and chain yare and san wakakoto, fire wardrobe. Nanomno abribia Kanoga Company Limited. What the time TIME ebetwasono wonno a na the time HH Heba Mr. Edia bejaso akra wanyanya mfrisia dumienu enumbi wo pemfo ene oba wo makra nufo enso enumbi time HH Heba Mr. Ubenya bi
over the counter medicine sellers any shop dodo na mu
so pedudo to afre 0244 417669 0244 417669 time HH Heba Mr. Eyadro say FDA aje edwadie nkratoi atum
FM TV why Yasin Sompa Manijini Akatia Pana Unu Warada Sompa de Asset Namunu Emma Katiapa Ye no my Munsam Makudia Munsam Dina Nekasebo it is some near just to say Sompa de Abama Sompa FM Emma Katiapa Sompa TV, MNG, Sompa TV, MNG. Oh, wisdom ni Sompa FM, Sompa TV.